the show. But when Kayla gets on the show, now he wants to come on the show.
You
We're
can't tell
not
me what to do with my
doing
show.
that. No,
That's
we're
simple
not
as
doing
that.
that.
You can't tell me what to do with my
Mm-mm.
show. Kayla, you can't tell me what to do with my show. If you want to leave, that's fine. I don't mind removing him from the show and let him have his piece. I don't mind.
So why can't he have his piece on his own show? Because
Oh, Kayla, stop.
when
Kayla,
it plays back
Kayla,
on the internet, you have my
Kayla.
name attached to it. You have
Yeah,
my
and I can cut it
name.
out. I can edit it. Kayla, either you want to be here or not. So do you want to be with him or not? Do you want to be on the show with him or not? I don't
No.
mind. Okay, so then I can remove you. Then I'll put him
So
on.
just
It's not a big
remove
deal.
me and delete the whole interview and just do your interview
No,
with Mike and just
no,
take my
I don't
name
have to do
off
that.
of it because you're trying to be messy
You
and you're
can't
not
tell me.
respecting what I'm
I
saying
said
and how I'm
no. I
feeling.
said to you, listen to me.
No,
I
but you're
said to
not
you, I'll
respecting what
remove
I'm saying
you.
and how I'm feeling. When
I
you
will
asked to
remove you
interview
from the
me a
thing.
second time and I took my time, I rushed back here from picking my brother up from the airport, coming back from Canada to do this interview with you. And then you're going to tell me that I have to be in a space or have my
You
interview
don't have to
affiliated
be.
have my interview affiliated with somebody that I don't want to be affiliated with. And instead of him actually doing his own interview, he needs to come and interject on my interview. I've never done that to anyone. I've never been in a chat during anyone's interview. I've never tried to come up on stage during anyone's interview. It's very disrespectful. But if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But again, this is proving my point throughout this whole thing because he wouldn't do an interview for you. But now we're talking about Kayla and somebody wants attention when they could have did their own interview for you, but they rejected you. But now you want to let them up because now what, you want clicks and views for us going back and forth with each other?
Why are you here?
Absolutely
You're here for
not.
clicks and views as well. Listen, hold on, pause here. I get really annoyed about this. You're here for clicks and views yourself. I'm here
I'm
for
here
clicks and
to
views.
clear up some
This is what I do
things
as a
that was
job.
said about
No,
me.
no, no. Kayla, you're here for clicks and views as well. I'm also here for the
For
same
me,
thing. We're in
not
a
for Michael.
business.
For
No, no, we're in
me,
a
not for
business.
Michael.
We're in a business. You came here for clicks and views the same way. So I'm not going to beef you. I'm saying to you, you don't have to be in the same space. I don't mind removing you and bringing them on. That's it. And I can edit it out of this particular thing. And then we can I can put it as a separate thing on my YouTube. It doesn't affect you. So I
You're
don't see the
saying you're going to
beef.
edit what out?
I can edit it out so it doesn't have to be on your part of the show. When I edit it and I upload it, it won't be on your part of the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Hey guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Good
Obviously.
morning. Oh, wait.
You know the video
We're
that
going
you
to the
have put
video.
out.
Yeah, come back, sir. Listen, I thought I'd do a live, you know what I mean? Break down my own behavior. You move mad and you become a villain. You move mad and you become a villain. You have to admit your own behaviors. You know what I mean? And look, I've seen the comments in the video. It's crazy right now. And to this, you know what? They're right. Listen. At the end of the day, you get to make a judgment on who you think I am based upon what you see. If you've only watched one of my videos and you see this, you have every right to feel that maybe I'm a misogynist. Maybe you feel like I don't like black women. Maybe you feel like I don't like Kayla. Maybe you might feel like I'm rude. You might feel like I'm disrespectful. You may feel like, I don't create safe spaces for black women. You may feel a whole host of things watching one video. And to be honest, I'm not going to hold you to that. And I'm not going to budge your viewpoint on it. And fight you on it, because at the end of the day, you live long enough, you end up being a villain yourself. And the reality is, I was a villain that day. You know what I mean? It was an interesting day. That particular talk with Kayla. First and foremost, the interview was scheduled weeks beforehand. Okay, it was weeks beforehand. First and foremost, right? So I say a week beforehand, right? So Mike hadn't even done his interview yet, right? So Mike hadn't done his interview. Kayla then delayed the interview once or twice, whatever, after. And then it got hit on this particular day. And it was after Mike had done his particular interview. So part 2 had a particular structure that it needed to go with. Part 2 was less of an interview. It was not an interview. It was a tell-all. That's why it's labeled tell-all. It wasn't an interview because she had notes that she wanted to hit. Bap, 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 bap. Right? Okay. So already the thing is not your normal interview. It was straight into. That's why if you watch the whole show from the very beginning, you'll notice that I didn't ask no questions about background and everything because we've done that already. This was literally This was literally a hard hitting jump into the situation, right? And in that situation, what happened was, this is going to be straight. You got notes, Kayla? Hit the notes. I'll ask you certain questions. Did a kiss happen? Boom. Did this happen? Boom. Did this happen? Boom. It gets to about 20 minutes and you'll hear me say, Kayla, I ain't got no more points. Let me take that off. I ain't got no more points. I've got no more questions. I ain't got no more questions. I ain't got no more points. I've finished. I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else to ask you. It's done. And then it got to a point. Where Kayla obviously then, finished her points, finished her notes on the thing, and there's a little pause, and then it went on to saying some things, and I was like, oh, okay, we're getting messy, because we're starting to say little digs, so we're starting to get messy, and I'm like, all right, cool, we're starting to get messy. You see my face going, we're starting to get messy. All right, cool. So at this point in time, obviously it gets to a point where I see Mike's in the chat. Mike's in the chat. We see a whole thing about Mike's in the chat. And it's crazy because obviously Mike's in the chat. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know Mike's in the chat. I can see people hearing, making Mike's in the chat or whatever. So now I'm like, okay, cool. Let me send him the link because, bruh, listen, at the end of the day, if we're going to do messy, we're already here, cuz. We're already here, so let's get Mike in this. Like, bro, like, because she was starting to, say a few things. If you heard one or two things that were even about the kid situation, I was like, whoa, we're going there. I was like, all right, well, we're already going to be messy today. All right, cool. Let's see if we get Mike on. All right. So I'm just explaining what happened, and then I'll explain, I'll explain where I'm coming into this situation. So I was like, let's get Mike on then, because we're already in a messy zone. Let's get Mike on, right? So I send Mike the link. Mike gets on, and I'm like, yo, Mike's in the background, Mike's in the background, She didn't hear me the first two times. I think she didn't hear me the first time. So I said it again, like, Mike's in the chat, And then she heard, and she was like, okay, all right, cool. She's like, all right, cool. I don't want to do it with Mike. I don't want to do it with Mike, right? I don't want to do Mike. And I'm like, are you sure you don't do it with Mike? Like, you can go back and forth. You can say about it. You can talk. Right? And she's like, no, I don't want to do it with Mike back and forth, blah, blah, blah. At that point, I'm like, okay, cool. Fine. Do you know what? We can put you to the side and then we can bring Mike on. You don't need to be in the same space talking. No, we'll just put you on the side and then we'll put Mike on and let him say what he needs to say in response to some of the things you said, right? Get done off, yeah? And obviously she's like, no, she doesn't want that to happen. It's going to be part of her brand, it's going to be part of the thing, as you just watched, etc., etc. And I'm like, in my head, okay, let me not say in my head, let me say this. This is not an apology video, guys. The title would be, if I was apologizing, I'd put an apology video. This is not an apology video. I've already apologized. So if you're coming here expecting an apology, I'm not apologizing on the video. I've already apologized to Kayla. So this ain't it, okay? So now, obviously, that situation happens, and Mike comes on and says what he says, and I'm like, yo, I don't need to continue this. You know what I mean? I don't need to continue this. I don't need to continue this. It's gonna get too messy, and thingy. So actually, I could have asked more questions. It was me that said that. No, bro. Actually, to be honest, I don't really want to do that. Like, bro, I was like, all right, cool. Once he said about a roaches situation, I said, oh, okay, bro, don't worry about it. Let's just leave it. We'll talk another time. Do you understand? First and foremost, I actually haven't. I sent a DM to everybody. I sent a DM to everybody in terms of the cast, right? Not everyone replies to me. Kayla was one of them. Kayla actually didn't reply to the DM. Mike didn't reply to DM. Brandy hasn't replied to the DM. So there's quite a few. Randall didn't at the first time either, but he has now. I don't think. There's quite a few people that didn't reply to the DM. People were obviously, there's an email based that happens situation as well. And some people didn't see the email. So about me asking Mike several times, come on, you guys have heard me. I've always said, I don't think Mike would ever come on because I'll be cussing him. I haven't asked him. I've only done that one DM, you know what I mean? I only had that one DM with Mike. I haven't really asked him. You know, I haven't really asked him to come on to the show. If you keep hearing me say, after I do this review, I doubt the brother will come on. And I knew already he was going to come on with Brandy, which was already secured before this Kayla interview. Do you understand? I already had Brandy lined up. Me and Brandy already speaking about this, and she already said that her and Michael are going to come on and do that interview. So this wasn't an audition to come and get Brandy on the show. You know, it wasn't to try to show up Kayla or try to show her who the Oga is in their house. You see me at points in time even being very, very quiet. You know what I mean? Even in that particular video, because I don't want to make it an argument. I really just want to say, hey, look, you don't have to be here. It's fine. Let's just get Mike on. But let's explain the behavior, right? Because I've explained what happened, but let's explain the behavior. Let's get deep, because if I wasn't Kojo, I'll be someone else and I'll be reviewing what I said. Let's be very for real. I was being messy. I'm being real with you. Today I was being messy. Okay? I was being messy. We're already in a mess situation. And you know what? Today, my character failed me. Yeah? You know, it's one of those things. It's in me. There's an area of darkness within myself. I talk about this all the time. Sometimes you do stuff that's stupid. This was one of those stupid things that I did. I was being messy. It is what it is. I was being messy, and unfortunately, this didn't work out in my favor. Me being messy today didn't work out. You know, at the end of the day, I saw an opportunity, and I thought to myself, wait, we have 984. I remember the number, because I said we have 984 people. We've already started being messy. Let's be messy then. Let's go in. Let's be messy then. We might as well. We're already here. You know what I'm saying? We're already here. Let's be messy. Let's get Mike involved and let's get this mess going. Let's entertain the crowd. You know what I mean? In the back of my mind also, I'm like, Kayla is also a YouTuber too. She knows how this works. Let's be messy together. We can get the views. We can get this. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. I was thinking to myself, we can make this work in our favor. Shit. Kayla, you're messing up the routine. Get him involved. He says what he needs to say. You say what you need to say. When we all win. And we're all making bread and we're all chopping. You're getting your views. People are coming to your channel. You know what I mean? Because already the interview had got to a place where we're messy. So I'm like, oh, we're messy today. Let's get messy. We're ready. And Mike's here as well. Fantastic. I said, let's get it. You know, let's get it. Let's get it. We're already here. You know, we're already here. So in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Now, let me be very honest and frank. Like I said, I'll apologize all day. I've apologized to Kayla already. You know, I've apologized to Kayla privately already. What I would say is, obviously, when she said no, okay, I said it twice. And after that, I shifted it and said, well, don't worry about being on. Just be off. Right? At that point, I was like, you don't have to be on the interview. You can be off. You know what I mean? You don't have to be on the interview. You can be off. You know, and you could be on another page. You know what I'm saying? Right? So at the end of it, yes, money is the love of money, and it's not just the money. Money is not even the issue here. This is ego. This is fame. This is chasing value. This is trying to give entertainment. You know, this is the actor in me as well. You know what I mean? Like, you know, let's be honest. It is what it is. I can't even put it that way, right? And also another thing is, I don't like people telling me what to do. I really don't like people telling me what to do. You guys know this already. I don't like people telling me what to do. I have an issue with that. You know what I mean? So when you're telling me, no, you can't do this, I'm like, what do you mean I can't do this? You don't even have to be here. And that's me. That's my ego. I'll be honest with you. I don't like people telling me what to do, man or woman. Man or woman. I don't like people telling me what to do. Okay? All right? So it's not a woman thing. It's a man or woman person. I don't like people telling me what to do, whether you're man, whether you're woman. Don't tell me what to do. Advise me, but don't tell me what to do. I don't like it. It's a control issue thing. It's an emotionally avoidant thing. It's a thing that I gotta work on. You know what I mean? It's a thing I gotta work on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you try to tell me what to do, I'm gonna try it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like, hey, no. And it's a default of the character. You know, and it's a issue that you have. You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta put that in check. You know what I mean? So obviously on this occasion, I was like, nah, nah, nah. Nah, no, Kayla, you're not gonna tell me what to do. Not when you are not when you're being messy right now. It's not even an interview. You're being messy. The sly little dicks. I was like, bro, we're already here in the mess. Let's all just do it. You know what I mean? Let's just all do it. There was no smoke for Kayla in the beginning. I had no smoke for Kayla in the beginning. No smoke for her at all. You know, let's not pretend. I wasn't being smoking to Kayla. Kayla never had no smoke on this interview. Where did we get that from? We never had no smoke in that beginning. Okay, so at the end of the day, you know, your boy here had a character flaw, or should I say, a lapse of judgment. It was a poor decision. It was just a really poor decision, really bad decision, to be honest. I could have done it at a different time. I was trying to humble her. No, I wasn't. There's nothing in that video that's about humbling. I'll be honest with you. There's certain things I can be like, okay, let me accept that. There's certain things I'm just like, that's not even close to it. Humble her how? By saying you don't have to be here. You know what I mean? You don't have to be here. Let him come up and talk. There was nothing about humbling. You know what I mean? There was nothing about humbling at all. This wasn't one of those occasions where I was trying to humble somebody. You know what I mean? You get me? Now, if we were talking about Samson, you saw a little shot that I threw at Samson, that was me trying to humble him. You know, if you want to say that, definitely was with Samson. If we're talking about trying to humble somebody, it was definitely Samson. You saw that when he threw that little dig at me, and I threw one back at him. That was me trying to humble him. You know what I mean? But with Kayla, there was no digs. I wasn't throwing no digs at her. I just wanted her to come off and then let someone else come on. Do you know what I mean? So the reality is, I was being messy. Okay? The reality was, I was being messy. The reality was, I was trying to entertain. The reality was that, you know, my actor in me, the bravado, the one that likes the lights. No, I'm gonna be honest with you, I do like the lights in some shape or form. Part of me likes that. It's always been that way since I was a kid. You know, that I'm an entertainer. You know what I mean? That reality was, that entertainment part of me was like, come on, we're already here. Let's just revel in the devil. You know what I mean? Let's revel in the devil. We're already here. Do you know what I mean? And that's the honest truth. Like, I can't, you know, I can't fault people for having an opinion. That's why in that moment, you know, that's why I'd say that in that situation, you know, that, you know, I was wrong. You know, I can say that. That's why I'm not making it an apology though. You know, so, but, you know, I can admit where I was wrong. I really apologize to Kayla. But did you see that you were abrupt and dismissive, Kayla? Right? I don't think there's going to be any other way to look at it. I guess, yeah. You can put it that way. Dismissive, yeah. I'd rather, if I look back on it, I could have done it a better way. You know, I could have done it a better way. I could have been. You know, I could have done it a better way. It would have been a better way. You know, so it's poor. You know, I was poor the way I handled it. You know, I could have done it better. And I definitely could have handled things much better. So, I had to read a scripture before these interviews. You know what? It'd be like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, end of the day, sometimes, you know, sometimes you make a mistake, man. You know, man, no matter how Christian you are, you make a mistake. Look, as for me, if I make a mistake, I don't mind. I'll just say I made a mistake. It's not a big deal. Like, you made a mistake. Where do we go from now? Once I've admitted that I've done the mistake, where do we go from there? Do you wanna keep hitting me? You know what I mean? You want me to be nailed to the cross? I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not. You know, I'm not gonna shout and scream about it at the end of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? So, it happens. You know what I mean? I put a note on as well in the video. I've edited out the part as well. That I said I would edit out as well at the end, because I promised that I would take her out of the situation as well, take Mike out of the video as well. And you know, look, this is what happens when you end up being messy. You know, messy is not my brand, and when I decide to be messy, this is what happens. Wahala happens when you decide to go outside of what you're called to do. You know what I mean? I'm not a messy interviewer. You know what I mean? When you go outside of your messy interview, you know, this is what happens. You know what I mean? I look at this as a lesson. You end up being messy, and then you revel in that messiness. This is what happened. Messiness is not my brand. And I felt like at that moment I got a busa. You know what I mean? What are you doing? And I shouldn't have had the busa, and I should have had more busa, because you reveling in the devil stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's a good point, Regina. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. So I definitely, yeah. I looked back and I went to bed and I said, yeah. I spoke to the guys as well. I spoke to the team as well. I spoke to some of the team and I said, what do you guys think? And it was like, maybe you shouldn't have exited her after like the way you exited her off, innit? You get me? And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. I probably shouldn't have exited. And I sent Kayla a little message. I said, look, my bad. Look, I apologize, because like when I look back and I spoke to the team and I was wrong about this situation, the way I handled it, and I see what you're saying, at the time, and I get it, it happens when you're in a moment. Sometimes I can get caught up, and the reality is, listen, I have those moments, sometimes sometimes even me, I'm just like, what happened then? Do you know what it is? Sometimes you go into autopilot. Being good, it's not always easy. Sometimes you just, sometimes you just let your ego and your, sometimes you let your ego, take you away. You sometimes let your ego take you away. And that's the reality. You know what I mean? The devil took over for a second. That's what we say. So, Crystal, she received it. I saw her see it, so she saw it. She shouldn't say that she hasn't seen it. I definitely sent it, and she definitely saw it. I saw her see it. It was seen. So, that one there. Do you know what I mean? So, look, sometimes you know what it is, and do you know what as well? I love that point, Reese. See, thank you. Sometimes you're in a precarious position, right? You're an entertainer, you're a YouTuber, and sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you push the envelope a bit too far. You know what I mean? Sometimes you push the envelope too far. You push the envelope too far, and then you do too much. You know what I mean? Look, at the end of the day, I was gonna use the situation for my benefit. That's the reality. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I can't lie about it. Like, do you know what I mean? I always tell you guys, if you come on, you tell it, and you say what you say, just be real. Just like I say about people coming on the show, you're coming for clout, you're coming for business. Let's be honest. I came on to this particular one. I tried to be messy, and it didn't work out for me. So we going back to basics. We going back to normal, guys. We're going back to the usual things. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I thought, I thought I would, I tried it a little bit, and yeah, I gave into my, because there's always a temptation to be messy. There's always a temptation to do something crazy, Now, Mike, listen, I don't mind inviting you on. Listen, this is my one today. So, Mike, if you want to come on, you better say something, because, listen, me, I don't mind. Nah, but, it be like that, you know what I mean? So, sometimes you just do things and you're thinking of a way how to expand and make it bigger and better, and unfortunately, you make mistakes sometimes as well, and so you just got to own it, really. So again, to anybody who's new here, and I saw some people were like, "I'm not following you anymore." Listen, you're absolutely within your remit, and you're right to do so. I'm not challenging you. I'm not gonna argue about you coming and seeing that and going, "I don't want to be here anymore." I also understand that you may have some takeaways in terms of, like I said, the first obviously interview, first interview you might have seen of mine, or you might be a fan of Kayla's, and you may have a negative opinion of myself, and I understand that. It's not that's not how I roll, really, but there's a moment that I had, and I made a mistake on that as well, so it be like that, yeah, it's an interesting thing, So listen, guys, the lesson of the day is, don't be messy. Okay? Don't be messy unless you know how to be messy. Some of us don't know how to be messy. I'm not good at being messy. It's not in my as you've seen how I poorly did it. Like being messy, it doesn't. I'm not good at doing messy. Let me stick to what God has given me to do, which is let me interview people with a little bit of decorum and some class, and focus solely on the behaviors. Let's not get messy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So let me not. Let me not. Let me not join that crew. You know what I mean? Because that's not the path I want to go to. I know some people also were saying that do they feel like my content has changed in the past few months or years? And I want to also say this as well. I'll be honest with you. As I evolve, as I change, as I grow as a man as well, I honestly, there are going to be changes in the way that I see things. You know, and there's going to be different ways I'm going to see things. You know what I mean? So look, and I want to say to the ladies, this is always going to be a safe space for ladies. Always going to be a safe space. It's not going to be a solely men channel or whatever. But I want people to understand, ladies as well, for black women, I want you to understand it's a safe space still for you, but I also want to make it a safe space for the men as well. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have space for both people. And this is speaking to, I know some people were, I know some people might have felt some way. I saw some comments and I was like, I'll probably address it in a video. But there's growth. There's growth as a man. You get to a stage, you're growing, and you see things differently. And I want to help men as well. So there's definitely going to be a shift in the way that content is being. Yeah. Carol said I used to talk 50-50. Yeah, guys, I'm no longer 50-50. Okay, I'm no longer 50-50. I pay on dates now, guys. All right. I pay for dates now, guys, okay? So I'm no longer 50-50. I'm evolving, okay? I'm changing those ways. But I think as I'm learning to grow in, leadership, grow in becoming the man I'm supposed to become, I believe, there will be some rubbing off and some friction between myself and men and between women as well, because some of the ways I'll look at things may be slightly different. So I appreciate the audience. I appreciate the audience because you guys held me accountable, and I appreciate that. Everyone told those who commented on Kayla's video. Some said, "I see where you're coming from." A lot of people said, "I don't like what you did at the very end," and I appreciate that because, like I said, everyone could be held accountable on this channel, including myself. So today I am the villain, and I have to admit that I was wrong on this particular issue, some of the things that I did necessarily on that Kayla situation. So yeah, it'd be like that. I appreciate Tyra. I appreciate Tyra as well. Much love, So that being said, listen, tonight, guys, make sure you turn up tonight because tonight's going to be a great show. We're going to have both the women and the men, we're going to have both the women and the men on the channel. We're going to have a conversation between men and women, and we're looking for understanding. So we're not looking to be right. Tonight's live that we have, I think it's at 9 p.m. I need to put it up actually. What we're looking for, we want 9 p.m. We're looking for, no, it's at 9:30 p.m. I believe. We're looking to have, we fall down but we get up. We're looking to have a real conversation between the men and the women. And we want both parties to be able to hear each other as well. So make sure you turn up for that because we had a great conversation on Sunday, which we learned some great lessons as well. And I think it was a good time. But I wanted to, because obviously, again, we weren't ready to have an understanding conversation on the Sunday. I think today will be a better day that we've chosen to do an understanding conversation. Benita said rough week for our boy. You know what it is, baby. It'd be rough on the tumble, baby. You know what I mean? Oh man, it'd be rough on the tumble, but it's been good. It's been a learning curve, and I always like a learning curve. You know what I mean? So it's been a learning curve. But yeah, I think that's all my points that I point. Any questions? Any boys got any questions? In fact, what I can do, let me turn it into a Q&A real quick. If you've got any questions right now, I'm also ask it whilst I'm in this space. I'm about to go to the gym in a minute or two as well. So let me just quickly, I can turn this into a Q&A thing. So let me just do that real quick. I won't be messy again, that's for sure. I'll tell you that now for free. Stay away from that mess. Oh, boy, try to do it once and yeah, your boy was looking like a fish out of water, rude boy. Let me turn this into a QA thing. I think you can do it on here, you know. Hold on a minute. Okay, there you go. There we go. So we can make this Q&A, I think. Start Q&A. Oh, can you do that? Oh no. Let's see if it works. Did it work? Oh no. Okay, hey guys, ask your questions. Yeah, okay, so I guess that's what it does. Just tells you to ask questions. Yeah, if you've got any questions, guys, you know, go ahead and ask it. Whatever the question is, I don't mind answering the question. You know what I mean? As honestly as I can, honestly answer it to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? Talk to me. Yeah, talk to me. Ooh, Chile. JR said Brandy's show should be a smoke-free show. There will be smoke. There will be smoke. Nah, there will be. You know, there will be. Any questions, guys? Any questions out there? Any questions you guys want to ask? Any questions? This will be a good time to ask. I'm gonna stay on for like 10 more minutes and answer some questions. You know, let's answer this. Question time. We get up when we fall down. Yeah, okay. Okay. First thing, okay, cool. What are your thoughts on the Samson interview? I'll give a quick, just a quick one. Reality was, I love Samson. I mean, me, Samson, and Sean and Jay, we've spoken to Samson quite a bit. You know what I mean? I wanted to get past the guard I felt like Samson had a little bit, and I think he saw that, and I think he felt that a little bit. He's since messaged me, and I appreciate him as well. Like, you know, he's a good lad. But I just felt like I wanted to get past the guard. I felt there was a guard there. I felt like, you know, you can be vulnerable without exposing your whole entire catalogue of what you've gone through in life, you know. I just felt like that vulnerability wasn't there. So, and he threw 1 or 2 shots, and I understand. Listen, you know, I don't mind when people throw 1 or 2 shots, you know what I'm saying? You know, I think my trigger is just don't tell me what to do. You know what I mean? Like, my trigger is just don't tell me what to do. Man or woman, don't tell me what to do. Okay? Yeah, no, I felt like he was at a guard up, and, you know, I just felt like there was a lot of deflection, you know what I mean? As you saw, I thought it was incredulous. By the end of the interview, you saw it. I thought, this is incredulous. How are you not seeing what you did? How are you not seeing that you moved mad and you chose this option? And so for me, that was what was a problem for me with the Samson interview. So yeah, he tried a little 1-2-1-2 at the end, and I was a bit concerned by the way he was in the interview watching football. I was like, bro, like, you do know this, they're looking at you the same way they're looking at me with the Kayla situation. They're looking at you, bro. It looked like you didn't want to be, but I don't know. It was a bit odd for me, but I think there is some... The way he answers questions, I felt like there's a... It could be something deeper, but, you know, let me hold my thoughts. Did Kayla accept the apology? Not sure. She's seen it, so I don't know. She hasn't said anything yet, so hopefully she accepts it. You know what I mean? You know, hopefully she does. Who has refused to interview? No, actually, to be fair, nobody to see. Oh, only Shakira, but she hasn't done any interviews. To be fair, Shakira has done no interviews, so that was the only person who said they're not interviewing with me personally. So, you know, that was it. Someone asked, why was my apology private? I just felt like it would be better private. I just didn't feel... Again, and then people are telling me to do it publicly. And I felt like if people are telling me to do it publicly, I feel like you're using me as a male scapegoat for things. I'm like, no, if I'm gonna apologize publicly, I will do it because I feel like that's what's warranted. And I didn't feel like it was warranted. I felt like I didn't like again. I can see where people are coming from, so I'm willing to accept that. But I was like, public apology. I was like, look, let me just apologize to her about the way it was handled. I get that, you know, you know, and move on. Do you know what I mean? I was like, let me just nip it in the bud, send her an apology because you are sorry for the way it was handled. I don't like the way it was handled. I don't like the way it went. I don't like the fact I was messy in that situation. So let me just put it that way and you know, go from there. You know. I didn't want to do another apology again. It can look a bit contrived as well. Like, how many apologies are you going to do in a week? It's like my head was thinking about different things. Like, how's this going to look? You're going to look like you're doing so many apologies. It's like when you say sorry too many times, I was like, yeah, do you know what? It might look a bit contrived. You know what I mean? So maybe I talked myself out of it. But yeah, at that point in time, I was like, no, there's no point in doing an apology. You know, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I thought that, you know. They entered your DMs, bro. I was surprised. I was waiting for people to enter my DMs. I was waiting to be slaughtered. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was waiting for them to slaughter me, and I was literally waiting for them to start shooting me, and I was waiting to just be like, "You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right." Like I was waiting for it. So I'm surprised they DM'd you, but nobody DM'd me. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. You know I do. Do you think Kayla and Mike had a kiss or even more? I think it was just a kiss. Nobody has alluded to there being any more. You know, he hasn't alluded to it. She hasn't alluded to it. Just said it was a, you know, I literally think it was, you know, yeah, I think they literally, there was, basically, it's like, I think I'm also reacting to Kayla because I know the way that Kayla's moving with Mike, and I know how Mike's moving with Kayla. It's a control issue. We all have it. Some of us have it much more than others, and so I think, you know, with Kayla and Mike, if there was more, someone would have said something. They both want to try. They both like to have their way with each other. They like that sexual tension that they had in the past. But from what I was concerned, for all I've seen, it's just a kiss. You know, some kisses or whatever it was, and it was not. I don't think it was any sex there. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't think there's any sex there. Yeah. Did Kayla apologize for her behavior too? No. You know, no, she didn't. Someone said, what type of vetting do guests do have? What type of vetting of the guests do you have prior to them coming on? Is there a conversation? There isn't much of a conversation, if I'm honest with you. I literally do what you guys do. I'm literally new to everything. You know, and I'm a surprise. Like when things happen, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what the hell? What the hell happened? So yeah, for me, I'm like, woo. Where did this happen? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, where did that come from? Like, you know, I'm just as surprised as you guys. I don't have much conversation with them. There's once in a while, you'll see that there are, like, for instance, Kaden was explaining to me a lot of what happened on the show, and I disagreed with her. She explained to me in DMs, and I disagreed with a lot of things that she said. Similar with the Camille situation, where she told me certain things, I disagreed with her. And so, yeah, there were different parts of that, you know what I mean, that were in that situation. But most times I don't have a conversation too tough about a situation. Maybe one or two might reach out and say how they felt, but it won't really, you know, about the situation, you know what I mean? So I think there's one or two that I'll talk to, but very rarely I talk to him about the whole situation. Tessie said, do you think Kayla was over-communicating how she didn't like Mike or the others and that was annoying you? I think I think for me what it was I think when I was looking at it, I was like, the time that we said, you know, I think in my head I'm like, first of all, gone past time. That's fair. But then we're now we don't have no notes, no questions. It's a free for all. And I was like, okay. So now she's talking about Mike a lot. And I was like, okay. I was like, I was like, babe, like you're going somewhere. I don't want you to go, but you know what? That's my issue. I should have just said, listen, you dropped 1 or 2 bars about his kids, please. I don't want heats. And maybe that also influenced the way I was thinking at the time. Do you know what I mean? In terms of being a little bit annoyed, and I think also as well, maybe I think I was also a bit more. I was a bit more tired than I thought I was, and I think when I'm tired sometimes, yeah. And I'm not even talking about physically tired. I was tired of the shenanigans. Okay, I've been tired for the last few seasons about some of the shenanigans that be going on. And I think you know what, it was a perfect storm of breaking point for Coach. You know what I mean? So maybe parts of what she was saying, I don't really feel like she said anything that was too crazy that made me feel like annoyed at the situation. So I have to be fair to her. I don't think she said anything too crazy that made me feel annoyed at her. To say, I think it's a culmination for me, and I think at that point, I didn't have control in that moment, and I just did what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I let the temptation of being messy and seeing the lights and glimmer get to me. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't even blame her. You know what I mean? Honestly, I wouldn't. Who did you consult with, Kayla? Post Kayla live. Who did you consult with? Oh, just the team, just the super panel team. You know, Sean, Jay, Seaway. I had a quick conversation with them as well, and just said, look, guys, and they gave me their honest thoughts. You know what I mean? I love Sean, Jay, and Seaway because they'll tell me I'm wrong without necessarily saying it in the most overt way. They'll be like, well, I mean, I see the way you handled it, da 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 da, and they'll do it in a very beautiful way. So I knew they didn't say it overtly like, you're wrong. They just they beautifully packaged it in a package. Kojo, have you apologized? Like have you looked at it, Coach? Like, do you know what I mean? And so I knew that I was wrong when they said it that way. I said, I get what you guys are saying. I hear you, team. I'm taking what you said. So I listened to the team. I listened to the guys, Sean, Seaway, Jay. We had a conversation after, and they eloquently put it in a great way. Kojo, you wrong. Yeah, you know what I mean? They packaged it beautifully, and let me know, Coach, in no uncertain terms, you wrong, but we rock with you. You know what I'm saying? We rattled that, and I appreciate that. That's why I love that. I love them as much as I do, because they will hold me accountable. They will let me know, and they'll definitely pull me up when they need to pull me up. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Cool. All right. Do I have a diagnosis for Justice, Calvin Sampson? They're all overthinkers. They seem to be disassociated from the truth. I think, you know what? Do you know what the maddest thing is? I think in that situation, I think there's a deeper thing. I don't want to say it because I don't want to diagnose nobody. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you listen to the way, and those who are therapists or who come on, who like sometimes are in the chat and stuff, they know exactly what I'm talking about. If you listen to the way that they answer questions, there's a lot of added stuff to the situation that you're like, it's not normal deflecting. You know what I mean? Like if I'm trying to deflect, I might make up a story, or you saw like someone might make up a story or a way of doing it, but they're trying to tell you the truth, but it gets lost in the art of the storytelling. I think there's something deeper there, personally. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think they're necessarily trying to be that way on purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, it'd be like that. So yeah, it'd be like that. Sabrina asks, "What did I do, baby? Baby, I was moving mad still. I let the tea get to me, Sabrina. We had one of those moments, Sabrina. I had one of those moments. I did a bit too much. You know what I mean? So, yeah. How's that taken when he said I was gay? And I just thought to myself, it is what it is, isn't it? People think that. People might think that, and I can understand why they think that. I know I'm not. My record says I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So, I was like, I can understand why people might think that, but no, I'm not gay. And so it didn't hit, because it was like, there was no ounce of truth in it. So it's like, I was like, water for a duck's back, man. I was like, it is what it is. I ain't gonna be mad at it, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, You know what I'm saying? Did you squash the beef with Clifton and Joy? I did. Still, I hope we did because we had fun. We had fun. Me, Clifton and Joy. We had a good talk. And they got out their feelings and they said how they felt about myself, and I said that's great. I appreciate that. You know, I'm always willing to take back the feedback. You know, I'm always going to take back the feedback. You know, so from then onwards, you know, I appreciate them. You know, we spent some time. We went out in DC. We had fun. We took photos. We danced. We laughed. Carmen was there as well. You know, I had a insight into Joy, Clifton, Carmen, as well. So yeah, I mean, it was a vibe. So I believe the beef is squashed. I would say from our sides because we had a good conversation. We chopped up, had food. I think once you have food together, you know, when black people can eat together, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Someone said to ask me why was I being messy. I've already said. The reality is I was being messy because, you know, I was looking for entertainment. Let's be honest. The people were in the chat. There was 984 people going on to 1,000. I thought, let's give them a show. We're already here. You know, they're already here. They're already here for some tea. I said, let's give it to them. You know, it really was. It was a lapse in me, and I was moving mad. To be honest, you know, I was thinking about the entertainment value. How can I entertain people? How can I get the views up on this? I said, look, we can get since we're already in the messy stage, let's just go all out. You know what I mean? And that was literally the reason why. So, you know, fair play. No beef on Kayla's side. It was my issue there. Who do I side with? None of them. I don't side with any of them. Neither Mike or Kayla. I'm not on any of their sides. You know, on neither of their sides. You know, neither of the sides. I wasn't on any of their sides at all. You know, so yeah, I was on neither of their sides, to be honest. Someone asked, I feel like Ready to Love has lost its original purpose and is now a competition. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, the first 2 seasons were probably the best seasons in terms of people not knowing what a show is. The reality is any reality TV has the opportunity to give people clout. And no matter how much you try to eradicate that, that's on people's minds. So people applying to a show will apply with the mindset of they will apply with knowing what happened in previous seasons. As much as people say, I don't know what happened, I've never watched the season before, I'm like, yo, you would have seen 1 or 2 things. But, you know, the show is now a space where people will try to build their brand and their business off it. So, you know, it has it lost its original purpose? A little bit, but I think I think if you would probably talk to one of them, they'll probably say not much has changed from day one. I mean, the format of the show is built so there would be issues between people. The format of the show is built so there would be drama, so there would be some tea, so there would be some of those moments. You know, it's not built for there to be real lasting relationships. I don't feel like, you know what I mean? So I think I've always had the mindset that this is a competition in some shape or form. You know? It's competition. You know? What do I think about Kayla's personality? She's a bright, bubbly person. She's combative. She likes an argument. She likes to fight. I like to fight, but you know, so I know. I think maybe that's part played in yesterday's thing. I know she likes to tussle. I'm like, I like to tussle. You ain't about to tell me what to do. You know what I mean? I know you like telling people what to do, but you ain't gonna tell me what to do. You know what I mean? And that's like, you know, and you know how I am about people telling me what to do. So, you know, I think she's a cool girl. I mean, I've got an ego. I think she's got an ego as well. I think her competitive spirit, you know, can be winning in sports, but it can get you caught up in relationships. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, you know, she'll see that. You know, it'd be like the okay. What does Seaway get right about Mr. Sampson, baby? Where do I start? Where do I start with the Seaway being right about Mr. Sampson? This girl called him out from like episode 2, talking about he the nice guy, he ain't really real, he's not being vulnerable, all this kind of stuff. It's like our second super panel, baby. I can't even start. Like, I was like, what? Shout outs to Seaway. She saw it from way early, you know. And even the first time she said it, I said, nah, come on now, come on. Maybe we can see it, but like, let's give him a chance. But she saw it from early, you know, about his issues, about the way he handled Shakira's situation. She spoke about the life coach situation. Da da da. So she called out from early, and you know, I have to commend Seaway for that. You know. There was quite a few things. If you go and watch that Super Panel 2, Darika said, am I getting enough rest? I don't think you can ever get enough rest in this place, man. You know what I mean? I don't think you can ever get enough rest. You know, I don't think you can ever get enough rest. I need more. Did Mike apologize? To be honest, Mike is Mike. At the end of the day, I brought him on, so I don't think there's anything for him to necessarily apologize about because I brought him on. You know what I mean? So it was my issue that I brought him on. So I don't know if there was anything for him to necessarily apologize. Now, if he talks so 1-to-1, you'll see it. But I don't think it's necessarily his thing to apologize for. You know what I mean? Yes. Why does Kayla suggest that Mike is a clout chaser when his IG following is nearly 200k and hers is just over 10k? I think you've answered the question. I think it was more about maybe the way I handled it. Do you know what I mean? I think it's the way I handled it necessarily. You know, I think it's the way I handled it in that situation. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was, you know, that was part of it. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's the way that I just kind of, I think the way I asked 2 times. Personally, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I was necessarily rude, but I can see how people thought I was rude. I don't think I was dismissive, but I can see how people were I was being dismissive, right? Because, like I said, in the end, I was like, we can do it with you or without you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It didn't matter if she was there or not. So, but definitely I can see how it can be disrespectful. Definitely can see how it can be disrespectful on that. So I have to take that on board. You know what I mean? Have to. You know, your boy was being disrespectful. You know, but that's why I apologized. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know. Let's see. Natasha says, let's just go forward. You keep the segment as titled. You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right, Natasha. You're probably right. I can't even lie to you. You know, you're probably right as well. You know, you're probably right. Yes, Koji, you've been wearing your annoyance, and not just in this interview, it's also through the whole interview. Yeah, I should have said I wasn't really annoyed at the Kayla. I wasn't necessarily annoyed at the Kayla interview. I was probably more annoyed at the Samson interview towards the end. Most times people confuse my face as being annoyed. Sometimes I'm not annoyed. Sometimes I'm just trying to decipher the ball. I'm trying to decipher what the person's saying. So my face could be like, "What did you just say?" Like I'll be like, "What the heck?" And this is more of my acting side coming through. You know, part of the entertainment is the, you know, interviewing is also the entertainment. So when people see my face going, it's almost like I want to highlight what the person said. So without interrupting the person, my facial expression is to say, listen to what the person just said a bit more. What did you hear? So yeah, I wasn't necessarily annoyed at the Kayla situation and even towards the end, I wasn't really annoyed. It's more of a case of like, yo, at the end of the day, we're here. We're being messy. You don't have to be here. We can get Mike on. You know what I mean? So less about being annoyed. I wasn't necessarily annoyed at Kayla. It was more of a case of just where we can get messy. We're already here. You know what I'm saying? We're already here. So, you know what I mean? You know. Someone said, Godskiv said this. One of the messiest was when I got Zach's mistress on. Hey, she had a truth to tell. And she had receipts. You know what I mean? Receipt upon receipt. I said, no, we need to hear her. You know, she needed a safe space. You know what I mean? Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Do you feel like your interview with Donta was a lot of who shot John, to so to speak? I think it wasn't very. Do you know what? That interview to this date. It will always shake me. I should have listened to my gut instincts at the beginning. I knew when I was calling him out on my reviews, and then I wanted to so badly buy into him. I bought into it, and he played us like a fool. You know what I mean? He played us well. You know what I mean? Yeah, he played us well. Yeah, he played us well. You know what I mean? Yeah, played us well. Yeah. That's madness. Hey, Anton Davis ready to hit me up. And to be honest, he would have a real right to. I wouldn't even be mad at him. I wouldn't even be mad if they did videos about it. You know what I mean? If you move mad, you have to take the consequence of moving mad. You know, you have to take that on the chin. You know, and you don't complain when you do it wrong. You know, it's what it is. You know, you take the good and you take the bad. You know what I'm saying? You can't complain about it. You know. No, we got questions. I'm doing the questions, Jane. So I'm seeing the questions and I'm clicking on it. You know. So whenever people have a question, why do I think the cast was so bothered by Kayla? Because she don't own stuff up. Yeah, simple, isn't it? I think because she doesn't own certain stuff. I think that's why it gets like that for the crowd. And it's you know, I can see where they're coming from. I think also the over competitive spirit, you know, that people will look at certain behaviors as being more intentional than others. You know, people are more intentional than others. You know what I mean? So I think maybe that's why they look at it that way. Like the justice situation, they'll look at it as being competitive. You know, that situation there as well. So I said I've studied theatre, and that was not acting yesterday. No, it's not necessarily the acting, but it's the reveling in the audience. The actor in me revels in the audience, so that's what I mean by that. Not necessarily I was necessarily acting per se, but it's more of a case of I was reveling in the audience and the aura, and I was like, we're already here, we're being messy, so we might as well just indulge in it a bit more today, you know what I mean? That's what I meant by actor. So not that I was acting yesterday. I wasn't acting yesterday, that's just me, but I'm saying obviously, yeah, in that particular sense. You know, so, you know. Okay. What happened to Kayla's notes? I don't know. I thought a bit more. Yeah, and listen, look, how do you give someone smoke? Listen, that's why I love the Cajun interview. How do I give smoke to somebody who's owning their stuff? The only thing I had with Cajun was about the 10-year situationship, But how do I own? How do I? I couldn't. At one point, I just couldn't say anything because I was just like, if she gonna be honest about every single thing that she did, the only thing she needed to work on maybe is timing and season of what she said. And then she said she's gonna work on that. I said, oh well, then there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? You can't even smoke her. I couldn't. I couldn't smoke her. I couldn't give her no smoke because really and truly, I didn't even come with a summary at the end because of that. Literally at the end, I was like, well, she said everything, so. You know what I mean? So shout out to Cadian. Shout out to Cadian because like I said, I always respect people that are willing to tell the absolute truth. Go start off with, at the end of the day, end of the day, this is me. I did this. I did that. I said, Cadian, you know what? Go on then. You go on then, Cadian. I like the Caden interview. I love the Jamala interview. I love those two people specifically because for different reasons. Jamala interview, as much as you guys saw me flirting, I was being funny and just being cheeky. But with the Jamala interview, what I loved about it was the willingness to consider. So when you're saying something, she's like, okay, let me consider what you're saying. Okay, I'll receive it. I'll work. Maybe I can think about it. Not necessarily she's going to work on it, but she just say, "I'll consider what you're saying." And that for me, I don't want to smoke somebody like that. There's no need. Like if you're willing to work on it and that's a great conversation to have. That it becomes lighter. It becomes a light conversation. I push harder when people decide to push harder back. I'm like, well, if you're not going to give us something, I'm going to push a little bit harder to get it out of you. But if you're willing to accept it and be like, oh, okay, I don't see that. Maybe I don't agree with you, but maybe this is the reason why I was doing this. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, reason why I was doing. Oh, cool. You're willing to give us something, and both Jamala and Caden did that as well. Siwa said she crying. No, but Siwa, you got it right, B. You got it from the very beginning, man. So, from the very beginning, you had it right, babe. So yeah, you had it right. Cool. I'm noticing you're doing a lot of apologizing the past 2 seasons. Are you going to put some self-correction for next season? This not a good look. No, I'm not going to put this. It's not about self-correction. It's about when you feel like you can apologize, you apologize. We shouldn't make a big deal of apologizing to being a thing. If I decide to apologize because I want to apologize, if I feel like I did something wrong enough to be apology, I'll apologize. Sometimes I like my audience to see that also as well. From a physical standpoint, I genuinely do apologize and I want them to understand. So a majority of my apologies have really been for actually my audience, not necessarily for anyone else. Majority of the apologies have been for my audience. So when I'm apologizing to my audience, I want them to understand that, hey, even if I feel like I'm right, I may apologize and I want to keep the peace between us two, because I want to show you that this at times, it's not always I have to try and lead with an iron fist. I don't need to do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be so prideful that I can't apologize. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not for me good leadership. So you get things wrong. I mean, how many things you get wrong? If you get things, I'm little Hella. If you get things wrong and you apologize, you corrected it. Do you know what I mean? If you apologize for different things, we have different facets of our mind and our abilities and our behavior, that come off, So, someone said, who's my fantasy intellectual match? You're moving mad. You're moving mad. I can't. Let me tell you something, yeah? It's not someone on the show. My most skillful the most person that I when I'm talking to them, like I'm looking at them like, oh my god. If you go on my dark arts channel, you'll see it on there. There's a girl there called Naomi. When we talk, yeah, it's enthralling. And honestly, if you go on my dark arts channel, you'll see it, an interview with me and her, and it's enthralling. I love the way that we talk. I love the way that we discuss. I love the way that we break things down. And literally, the way that me and her kind of like go toe to toe in our minds in terms of analysis. Sometimes I'll be looking at her like, oh my god, this girl's, she's too buff in the mind, too buff in the face. God damn. You know what I mean? So, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. All right, last few minutes of questions. You know, last 2 questions. You know. Okay. Someone says Kayla relegated and replaced by Jamala. You know, it be like that. It be like that. Jamala's a good girl, man. I appreciate her, man. You know what I mean? You know, it be like that. All right, cool. Last question or 2. I probably might skip a few questions. Sorry, guys, because a lot of them, you know, there's a lot of them. Okay, all right. I don't know about some of these comments. I'll tell you that for sure. Some of these comments look a bit some way. Okay. I'm seeing some comments that are a little bit mad. Okay, let's put up beta male. Civi, I don't know about this. I wouldn't say about that. I don't think she's a product of beta male. Does she maybe want to be more of the alpha? Maybe potentially, but that's I wouldn't say she's a product of beta male, but I would say that obviously that she does want to. She's got a strong leadership aspect. She has got a strong leadership aspect, so she'll require somebody also who's got a very strong leadership aspect as well. So yeah, but yeah. Okay, before the comments get spicy. Nah. Hey, Caden. Hey, Caden. You know what? This is what I love Caden, you know. She just straight to the point. I have to admit, since meeting Caden, my life has improved. I'm not going to lie to you. She'd be funny. Because she'd be straight to the point. It is what it is. You know, she's straight to the point. Caden, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, so we gonna it's wild in the new streets. But listen, we've learned our lesson, so we're gonna pop off. Caden, hit me up in DMs. I'll hit you up in the DMs, Caden. I'll hit you in the DMs. But yeah, no, this oh, okay. Can I ask this question? Okay, thank you. Good question. They are funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, both Cornelius and Camille, I'll be honest with you, meeting them in person, let me tell you something, Camille's a baddie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay? Nah, Camille's a baddie. I'll be honest with you. Yeah? I don't want to say too much, but Camille is an absolute baddie. Yeah? But she's funny, and that's the thing. She's absolutely funny. I won't lie to you. She's hilarious in person. Cornelius is actually really cool as well. He's really more calmer demeanor when you meet them in person as well. So yeah, they're great. Like I said, most people are great. It's about how they end up dating that we're talking about, not necessarily them as people. You know what I mean? So yeah, Caden, you want to come and say hello? Caden, you want to come and say hello? I'll send you a link. You can come and say hello today, Caden. We miss you already on this side of the channel. I can't lie to you. We miss you. And I've seen people already using the link for Caden's hair thing. So listen, you lot on it. But yeah, Caden it'd be funny. But yeah, that would be real. You know, you know. So when am I interviewing Zoe? Miss Only says stick to the title, lol. Caden, we don't have to see your face. We just want to hear your audio. We don't have to. You don't have to put your camera on. We just want to hear your audio, Caden. I just want to hear your voice. I need to laugh today a little bit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? One of my interviews, though, I don't think he's replied to any of my things. So I don't think he'll be doing interview at all. I don't think we do anything at all. I can show. You know, yeah. If Kayla wanted an interview, would you do it for the clicks? It could be done. It could be done. It could be done. Nah, I've learnt my lesson. I mean, if she wanted another interview, she wanted to sit down and talk about the thing that happened between what I did on the show, I would be happy to. If she wanted to talk about what happened between me and her on the show, the last interview, and she wanted to air out her grievances, I would take it. Why not? It's a good opportunity to show people how to have a conversation and take accountability. Why not? You know, I'm never gonna say no to that. You know what I mean? Let me send Caden the link. You know, so we can say hello. You know, we appreciate Caden around these sides. Okay. Why do I have a feeling it's a bad idea? I'll be apologizing tomorrow again. I can feel it. I'm going to be apologizing tomorrow. I can feel it already. Oh. I'm going to be apologizing tomorrow at this rate. No, but Caden be funny. I can't lie to you, man. Miss Ernie, you know what? Sometimes, you're learning, but, sometimes you just want to take a little dib with my toe. I want to mess with my toe in it, you know what I mean? I want to say hello to Caden today, man. Just want to say hello. What's that? Oh, gracious. Caden, what? No, Caden, you're actually funny. Do you want me to turn your camera off, or you want to come on with your camera? Do you want to wait, let me type in the chat for you. I can turn off your camera if you want to, or you want to... Wait, type it, because I can't hear you. Type in the chat, because I type it in the thingy, in the private chat, because I don't know what you're saying. You're coming out with your ET scarf, babe. Killing me. Oh, mercies. She be finishing me. Whew. Oh man, that was too funny. Kaden, did you type it in the chat? If I bring you up, we're gonna show you. It's gonna show your face, Okay, I'm gonna bring you up and then I will take it off after straight away if you don't want it on, because I can't hear you. We're gonna show you. It's gonna show your face,
I'm okay. Go ahead.
Oh, you okay? Oh, okay, go.
I'm gonna bring you up and then I will
take
it off after straight away if you don't want it on, because I can't hear you. We're gonna show you. It's gonna show your face.
It's gonna echo,
Go ahead.
I think you got the YouTube on.
Okay, go. I'm gonna bring you up and then I will. Why is it mute? Why is it going to?
Because you got the YouTube behind.
Oh, you got the YouTube on. Okay, go. I'm gonna bring you up and then I will. Okay, hold on. Got it. All right, there we go.
Hey, baby, what's good, man? I love an ET scarf.
I know. I have bedhead, so we went to yesterday, and I washed my hair, and I just left it wet. So yeah.
Ain't no worse time.
Yeah, you would not be apologizing for me. I'm not sensitive like that. Somebody said not Katie.
Not Katie.
Now y'all know nothing or none about me. What happened? So I was literally online because we did an interview last night, and then I seen the Kayla thing, and then it was like, you know, something edited, and that's when I was clicking trying to find the mic interview part, and then that's when I seen that you were live. So what are you gonna post that second part?
He literally didn't say much. Literally, he got on, and he said something about roaches. When the light comes on, roaches scatter. And then when I heard that, I was like, yeah, let me not ask him any more questions because this is gonna get real messy today. And you know, I said, bro, I'll talk to you later. We'll arrange for our live to happen. Do you know what I mean? And then we ended the live from there. That's what happened. So that was all.
Not roach scatter. Okay.
That was it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I do agree. I do feel like it was Kayla's interview, so I get
agree.
what she's saying. But I guess I understand it from your point as a business standpoint, especially her being a blogger. Like, if you have that opportunity that come up, it's like, hey, why not? It's gonna, you know, help the interview. But I do get it because I mean, Mike blatantly lied about not dealing with Kayla, so I get that. I mean, yeah. So I get that.
I hear that. How are you anyway? That better be Swayze in the background.
That is him. This is Sting right here. I'm at his house.
Baby. Tell him I said hello.
He hears you. But he...
No.
Swayze ain't dealing with you. I'm just kidding. He don't got nothing against you.
I'm not sitting there listening to him.
He said hi, babe.
Appreciate you, Swayze.
Yeah,
we need answers. We want to know why Swayze was with Big Boy Zoe. So hopefully he can answer that for us because we'd love to know.
He said about the Zoe thing.
Tell him we'll set up an interview.
He said he'll set up an interview and talk about it.
I appreciate him. Not you looking at him like this, Kate. Why are you looking at him like that? Don't bring my boy Swayze into any madness. Leave him. Let him be.
Swayze played for Miami. Yes, he played for Miami. In what year?
Oh wow.
2010, 2012.
Yeah, 2010.
Oh wow. Man, I didn't even know. You know.
Katie is a meanie. I missed that last time that I didn't see the comments. I really wish that I would have read the comments.
No. It was
not like the bad things. It was just like me and you were talking about, you know, my American, you know, traditions and then my Jamaican stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I think that every time I was saying things, people were saying, oh, I equate Black Americans with not having culture or being ghetto. And I'm like, no, when I say I'm going to the strip club, I'm speaking about the music. Like I could go from straight dance hall, people jumping off the ceiling, straight to, you know what I mean? Like, listening to Kodak Black at the club. That's what I was saying. But just how their mind processed everything, I was just like, what? No, that's not what I was saying.
That's fair. Yeah, I think I did see some critiques about that. I wasn't sure because obviously I didn't fully understand it, but I kind of understood it, but I didn't fully understood everything was being said. But yeah, I mean, I do understand what they're saying. So
yeah, I mean, I get it. I wanted to clarify it. If I'm saying that I'm the type of person like we're going to spend Thanksgiving with Swayze's family in Seattle. I would want oxtail curry goat, rice and peas. Jamaican potato salad, but then I want American potato salad, turkey wings, dressing. So it's like I appreciate both sides. It wasn't saying, oh, American don't have culture. Yeah. But it's one of those things that I've realized with viewers, it's a no-win situation. If I say something like that, talking about Thanksgiving, people would be in the comments like, that's not even really American. You guys are celebrating this. If I said, oh, I wanted hamburgers, hot dogs, celebrate 4th of July, it would be like, it's a no-win situation. So, yeah.
No, I hear that. Yeah, I definitely hear that. I think the people were saying about the constant use of the word cultured, but I don't know, it might have been, you might have, the way, I don't know how you understand, I don't know what your take or meaning of what the culture would mean, and I don't really know because I'm from the UK.
I think culture is like traditions and practices within. So, for instance, I could be African and not have those type of traditions or culture. You know what I mean? Like, I don't practice it. I don't know much about it. You know, that's what I mean. It's not about the person's actual culture, just more of them. Some people, like I said I have little cousins that weren't even born in Jamaica. I was born there, and they act more Jamaican than me. They know more stuff than I know. But yeah.
I get that.
The headscarf is very much part. I'm telling y'all do not listen. Y'all don't
we know.
It's a big matted, padded fro. So Black America, everyone has their own tradition. You create your own tradition. You could create it within, the dynamics of your family or whatever. Yes, some people are very sensitive. And y'all know I'm not the person for it. Because like Kojo, I would not be apologizing.
I know you wouldn't, Next time I'll get you to interview the people, Dems, and I'll sit back, Well,
I skim through it. Like, that's how I watch, like, the things. But like I said, I get it. Like, I get how she feels. Because it's right. If he has the opportunity to do interviews, do the interview. He don't have to jump up on Kayla's interview. And it's just like, why are you that concerned about it? I'm going to be quiet. So he's telling me to be quiet.
I appreciate you, Swayze. Someone says Swayze is a lucky man. Indeed he is. Indeed he is. No,
I didn't say that Kayla's playing victim. I don't think that she's playing victim. But I get it from her. He's a liar in some respect, some regard. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do this and have you on here. If you're saying disgusting things about me, why would I want to have you on here? So I get it. I don't think she's playing victim with her mic situation. Now, with you and her, I expect her to be a little bit more stronger because she does this. Like, she knows this platform. And, I haven't watched any of her things, but I know that she actively talks about being on a YouTube platform. So I probably would expect her to understand how the differences in opinions can be strong.
I appreciate it. Caden for president. We're gonna need you to run, baby.
Every once in a while.
2023.
But I get on my mind.
Katie and Koja. Oh my God! If we do the host the reunion, that would be so good. Because I ask hard questions. Host the reunion, but I even think hosting the reunion, it still would be different because we still don't know. It's so many people and it's so many layers. It's like we don't know what way they're really going with everything.
I think you'd be amazing at the reunion because you'd ask questions. Even I wouldn't ask some of the questions you ask, and I think it's needed. I'll be honest with you. I think it's needed. I think if they threw like you on there, I think we get a different reunion because I think certain questions that people will be trying to skip past and not being said or not being shown and edited to us would be asked. You know what I'm saying? I think we need some harder questions coming through. No offense to Tommy, we appreciate him, but I just need some harder questions coming through.
Yeah, I think the things that need to be said should be said. And I think for us specifically, our reunion was filmed. Hey, that's mine. Was filmed so early. Can I get one, babe? Was filmed so early that a lot of the things that should have been discussed weren't.
I don't know why they do that. I'm surprised they do that without showing you guys.
My name is pronounced KDN, like KDN. But if you're Jamaican, you say Kadian.
Kadian. I'm surprised they filmed the reunion so early, actually, during the show. But I know it's probably to get people with more angst, but I don't know. I feel like you would probably have more if people watch the whole show and see more of the madness. You know what I mean?
More
so I don't know.
More of the truth, because I feel like this. Hypothetically speaking, this is my opinion. I feel like even with the Kayla and Mike situation, only because we were talking about it, I think she would have brought her receipts out then had she known. But when you are trying to just keep everything, this is your castmate, keep it copacetic, not cause drama. Okay, cool. You give me respect, I'm gonna give you respect. And so that's what I mean when I feel like people are playing in each other's faces. And that's what I feel like he did. He's like, oh, no, we're good. And now that it's over and he knows that she don't have the platform and thinking, okay, everything was going to settle. It's like, oh, no, you get on this interview and talk about me. I'm coming for you because I thought we were good. Whereas I think she would have just unleashed everything at the reunion.
I get you. Yeah, definitely agree that. I definitely agree that. Be like that. You out here looking like the Dark Overlord with your hood on. You gotta give me that Dark Sith Lord Jedi stuff going on right now, Kez.
I don't got time for y'all coming for me.
When you going back to Jamaica? When you going to Jamaica next?
I told you, I don't know. My dad is supposed to go. He usually goes December, like Grand Market night, like Christmas time. That's what they call it. But I won't be able to go if he goes then. So I don't know. But I'm for sure taking Swayze next year. So we'll go before my birthday. I plan on being pregnant right after my birthday.
Hey. Swayze, get her now, Swayze. Take her off the air. Sir, I consent, take her off the air.
I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. But if I keep going with his antics, that's what's going to happen. Not me.
Swayze, take her off the air. Take her off the air.
Listen, when I was like, oh, I'm going to come on and my hair, he literally took the computer and typed, but he was just messing with me to see what I was going to react to. My Swayze's been smashing all night.
Swayze, I don't consent to this. This is strictly Cadian. This is strictly Cadian.
No, I'm not speaking the baby into existence. I told him, like, I want us to experience his birthday, my birthday, a Christmas, a New Year's, all without a kid. And guys, I'm not necessarily like, I want to have a child and I know he wants to have a kid, but oh God, I don't know. I'm so old now. I don't know if I feel like changing my whole life. I'm so in selfish mode.
I hear that.
Like, for instance, I was able to come down here. We went to a Jamaican. Swayze had his first Jamaican party. It's on my Instagram. When I tell you, he was like crazy because he's always talked about it being like on there. But the girl go from the ceiling on the stuff and drop down into the split, everything on her head. And he is just like, oh. He was like, this is crazy. And so we went and we were able to do that. Wake up yesterday morning and he like planned a whole jet ski beach day type, thing. And I had a kid. Jesus Christ, that changes the dynamic. Somebody said, what about marriage? Yes, we're going to get married. Like, that's what I want to do. That's what he wants to do. I didn't wait this long in life to just be no baby mama. Like, that ain't happening.
I hear that.
I could have been a baby mama. When I see people like, oh, she wants a kid. I am pro-choice, baby, from experience.
I hear that. Having a kid is, I've been thinking about it myself, like, how children just be changing your whole entire life, And a part of me is like, I want to be selfish and be like, you know what?
Well, how old are you now?
I'm 31 though.
But you're also a man.
That's true.
Totally different. Like, I do feel like when you have a baby, it's definitely more on the mom. You could have a whole husband in the house and it still ends up falling more on you.
Do you think that's fair in 2022? Do you think that's how we should be operating?
But that's just roles. That's just what happens, I mean, definitely that's gonna happen. Do I cook? Well, I don't like ackee, but yes, listen, Swayze.
I never liked ackee either.
Yeah, I don't like ackee. I hate ackee. When people I don't like
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but yes, Swayze cooks. I cook for him Jamaican stuff all the time. And also, like last night here, I cooked fried pork chops with red potatoes smashed and fresh green beans.
Just sell yourself while you're there. Yeah, sell yourself. Yeah.
I don't have to sell myself. I told y'all. We did not do the picking. We chose each other. He is not just the only catch.
Oh no, I hear that. I haven't had a good Jamaican. Do you know what it is? In my area where I'm right now, I feel like, no offense to my area, Birmingham, but the Caribbean food here, I'm not feeling it. When I was in London, there was some places that were really good at it. But like a curry goat, right? Mm-hmm. I say no. Let me say more oxtail. When someone can cook an oxtail really well, and when someone half hats it, because the difference is major. Because like when it's like not done really well, oxtail, I there's a lot of sugar in it. You know, it tastes a lot of sugar. It's a lot of sweet.
Okay,
when the
Tom,
oxtail's done
pause
really well,
out, pause. So you know I have a
don't tell me you do
restaurant.
that.
I have a
Yes.
restaurant, but my restaurant is in North Florida, which is super like basically South Georgia. So growing up, my mom's oxtail is not sweet at all. However, I have to appeal to the masses. A lot of my clients, especially being in the mall, I'm in the biggest mall that we have there, the major mall in Tallahassee. Okay. So I do have ketchup, tomato sauce, and sugar in my oxtail. I put jerk season in it to give it a little bit of spice and twang, you know. But so I get it though. I get it because I'm that girl where I want the authentic food and I want the flavor, but I get it from experience on a business standpoint, because I don't make my curry at the restaurant. The recipe isn't spicy, but in normal life, oh baby, give me the whole Scotch bonnet pepper in there.
I hear that.
And then, you know, like my dad told me the story about like curry chicken. Curry chicken really was with the slaves and the workers basically, and they had the wife, and the wife was giving them the chicken back, the pieces they don't want to eat, and then they curried it and then they smelt it or whatever, and that's how this whole evolution of curry chicken in Jamaica came. I don't know, my dad tells all these stories. He told the best stories. Well, yeah, brown sugar is the browning of sugar is browning. Yeah, so naturally it does have a sweeter taste
to it.
Right.
I don't mind the sweeter taste, but I think what I've tasted is there's an over sweetness to some people. That's when I said that you can. I started noticing a difference, and then again also because I've dated, you know, Jamaican women as well. When I've gone round and usually there's a dad that's usually kicking, which is mad. And the dad's cooked like, you know, oxtail. And I'm like, oh, this is different to what I normally taste in the shop. And you can tell there's a quality in the taste. So, but I think sometimes it may be too much sugar. Not that there shouldn't be any sugar in it. I still like a sweet one. I don't mind it. But if there's too much, it's a bit much. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. That's not the way I would prefer it. But that's the way,
business-wise,
at least for me, yeah. But yes, my restaurant is in the Governor Square Mall. My store is in the Governor Square Mall. Everything, I have 3 of them in the Governor Square Mall. But
wow.
Yeah, that's what works. I mean, and I get, even when it, like, I had a guy come to a restaurant and they called me and they're like, yeah, this guy wants to talk to you. I'm like, why are y'all calling me? Don't call me. But the guy's like, yeah, you know, because I had the food truck originally. But obviously with the food truck, I was cooking smaller portions and with a very targeted audience. But now my clientele is old 60-year-old white women. You cannot have it flavored that much. They don't want spicy. I mean, I've never sold brown stew chicken. Brown stew chicken when I had the food truck was the least selling item, but it is one of the best selling item now, because every time they come up, oh, jerk, is that spicy? Oh, is the curry spicy? Oh, I'll just take the brown stew. I'm like, oh my God. So I get it. But when you have white 60-year-old women that's come in there, you have to appeal to the people that are making this business stay afloat, because the rent ain't cheap.
I hear you on that. No, I understand that point. You know what I mean? Business is business. You know what I mean? Business is business. So you got to do what's best to the clients.
Cocoa bread. No, cocoa bread. So funny. Swayze was just listening to something today and it said cocoa bread. I hate cocoa bread. I hate the thickness of the cocoa bread. That's just like fried dumpling. I don't like fried dumpling. I just eat the shell.
You don't like fried dumpling?
I don't like the middle part. I don't like the doughy part. I take off the edges, the crispy part. But growing up, how my dad did it, we call it jack, where we fry it flat so it's super crispy and it's not thick. So I don't like it. And I love overnight dumpling where it was boiled and then we fry it the next morning. Jesus Christ. No, that is it.
Do you know what? I funny thing is, I never had cocoa bread, and I still haven't actually, to be honest. But I went to the other day on Saturday, I went to filming, and I went past a shop. I went into the shop, it was a Caribbean shop, and they offered me a patty with cocoa bread around it. I said, "Wait, what?" I was so confused because I've never heard of cocoa bread. So this was my first time. I need to taste this. I'm gonna try it next time when I'm in there and see. But I rejected the cocoa bread with the patty. I was like, nah, that's a bit too much for me. I'm more of a festival person. I love dumpling. If the dumpling is done well, I can do it. But I love festival because it's got that sweetness to it. that taste to it as well. I'm a bit of a sweet person, so that's one I like.
Yeah, I love festival, and then the Trini. Something that I got from the Trini when they make all their roti and their what else is they make? All that dough, not the roti, the other one that they make. Doubles when they make their doubles, and I like adding the yeast in it and everything like that, and a little sugar and stuff. Oh my god, I love that, and that's where I kind of really do mine. I love it like that. Right, the overnight dumpling. That's how I grew up. I grew up with that bully beef. Jesus Christ, all of that.
I was a bun and cheese. I can't lie to you. Bun and cheese was one for me as well, man.
It's kind of like I don't know. I can't eat a lot of it, but I love sorrel.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Sorrel.
I don't drink, so I never had that.
You never had sorrel?
No. My parents did, but I never did it.
Yeah, you could definitely get some. That's easy to make. Make some sorrel. Oh my God! If me and Swayze do get married at the wedding, my mom is definitely bringing a rum cake.
I want to invite.
Swayze will invite everybody. He'll want a big big wedding.
Big wedding. Wait, what kind of? Okay, so this is this is hypothetical in terms of cakes, because I'd be tired of coming to people's weddings. I know it's not my wedding, I know, but I'm coming to a wedding and you have a raisin cake, fruit and raisin cake. It is frustrating to me that I'm seeing your fruit and raisin cake. Please don't tell me, Kaden, that's what you're going for, fruit and raisin cake. Don't tell me that.
I don't know what yours said, but yes, our rum cake, it has the soaked raisins and fruits in the rum, and it's black. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, yes, yours is slightly different from the fruit and nut, but me too. I can't do that. I'm not a rum cake person either.
Yeah, but that's what every Jamaican. You go to a funeral, a wedding, you have one.
They always have rum cake. Yep.
Yeah, you could have it in the little goodie containers. Excuse me, to go to.
Bless you, baby.
But yeah. But that's why I don't want a wedding, because if I have a wedding, I want me like a 6-tier wedding cake.
6-tier.
Oh yeah, I want it big, even if it's not all cake. It could be faux at the bottom, like a faux cake.
Okay.
But I still want it to be 6-tier just for that. And maybe just the top layer would be the real cake for us. And then all my guests, I'll have a dessert table. They'll just have cupcakes in different variety, because I'm a variety girl. So I want to be able to give that to them.
We found out last time you said
that. And I'm also thinking that I would do like tapa style, where you don't do any sit down, just like high top tables. And just all types of hors d'oeuvres and tapa styles being served instead of like a sit-down meal.
Fantastic. Okay, so wait, what color would the cake be? Are you one of those people that would like a little you wanna do the white icing, you wanna do the marzipan thing, or are you doing something?
Yeah, I would want white, and then for my florals, because I'm very cheap, I don't want a lot of florals, so I'm either gonna do palmas, which is like a nude color, or the baby's breath, a lot of greenery and baby's breath. I mean, but this is the wedding by myself. At this point, I would have to consult my soon-to-be husband to see what he likes. But if it's, I don't want to be a selfish person. He might want orange and green. I don't know.
Oh, gracious.
And
okay, so
wedding in U.S. or Jamaica. The only reason I would love to have my wedding in Jamaica is I had a brother that's deported, so he could never come back to the U.S. So I would love it if it could be a destination wedding.
They're probably cheaper as well, aren't they? Destination weddings, apparently.
I don't know. I think it ends up being the same.
I don't know how people say it's cheaper. I don't know what they're doing. They
must
do something different.
And then even when people say, "Oh, just have a reception, not a wedding," I'm like, the reception is what costs the money. That's the DJ, Absolutely. The food, all that stuff.
That's a part that even to me to this day still astounds me. You're coming to eat my food for free and shake a leg at my expense financially.
I might have an entry at the door, $100. You have to literally have your $100 ready. When you get into the club, you pay for that.
Someone actually did that in their wedding. They actually charged people to
Somebody said she has her wedding planned out without a husband already. Yes, if you don't know what you like, what's the problem?
I agree that. I ain't mad at that. No, yeah, I think people should start charging for their receptions still. See what happens. See who
I literally have thought about that. Like, don't give me no gift, because I know who I am. I am not appreciative. If I don't like something, I don't want it. So in order to kind of, not go through that, everyone just bring $50 check or cash, have it as your entry, and that's it. That's your gift. That's your contribution. That's it.
You know what? That in other cultures, actually, like, like financial gifts are like a part of the process. You had to bring like a gift, like a financial gift aid. They do that because it ends up paying off the actual wedding. So, so that was in other cultures, people actually do that. So,
one thing that I am jealous about the African culture is when they throw the money at the parties.
Listen, that's Nigerians. Us
Well,
Ghanaians.
I'm jealous. I want that.
You want them to throw cash at you?
Yes.
You know what? That's the Nigerians, baby.
Yes, I want
the
that. I want to jump the broom. I want all these little different type of things. I want to light the candles. Like I want to do a lot of traditional things, even if it's not my tradition at my wedding.
I like that.
Yes, I'm not appreciative. I feel like if I get something and okay, let me say this. From a complete stranger, I'm okay with it. From my close friends, my family, or, someone that I'm dating, yes. Like, for instance, Swayze's a guy. If I know that he only wears V-neck shirt, I won't go and buy him a crew neck shirt and expect that he's supposed to be elated about having something that I know he don't like. That's what I'm saying when I say appreciative.
I'm with that. So would you like a summer? Well, I don't know if you do it in Jamaica. If you did it in Jamaica, it wouldn't be mad. But summer or winter, if you were to have a would it be
I don't know.
winter?
I just want good weather. I don't like to be hot. I sweat a lot, especially if it's outdoors, even just everything. So yeah, I don't want to be hot at all. I hate being hot. And I hate being too cold. So I just need whatever time it is or wherever it's going to be. I need good weather, good AC, all of that.
No, I'm with that, man. I'm definitely with that, man.
I just say Swayze don't want to talk to us. He's packing. We're actually getting ready to go to Tallahassee. He'll be there until the end of the week. So
love that, man.
He's actually packing, and I'm being unproductive. Because we leave by 1.
Go if you don't go and help that boy.
So yeah, I'm gonna be out.
I'm gonna be out.
End of August, early fall wedding. Yeah. Even yesterday for Miami, when we went jet skiing, it was good weather. So even something like that.
Where's the ideal destination, hypothetically speaking, again, once more, for a honeymoon then? Where's that? Funny
enough, I just said this to him yesterday. I don't even have a destination, but if I had to do a wedding, being that I'm cheap, I am very cheap. I would just do a cruise wedding. That way everybody pay for their own stuff. When they have the captain's dinner, we get the captain's dinner. That's the food. You know how you have the club at nighttime? That's the reception. We'll get off at whatever destination we're at, have a whole little thing. In my mind, I feel like I could make a cruise wedding work.
You know what? I need to find someone like Kaden. Swayze, God bless you. I need to find someone like Kaden. I need someone with the same financial mindset that I have as well. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I need the people to be thinking about this stuff. You know what I mean? Financial savvy.
Yeah, it's because I'm cheap, but I'm also over the top. Like in real life, if I have a real wedding, I need 3 wedding dress. I need that one wedding dress to come in very Cinderella, long train, veil, everything. And then when I walk into my reception, after we cut our wedding cake, I want a nice fitted mermaid type dress with a little lace and sparkle. And then after we cut the cake, then I want my actual reception dancing outfit.
Do you know what? Technically, that's what we actually do in African weddings. Actually, they normally do that. What you just described. So they might have a white wedding procession. So have the white dress, whatever. Get to reception, and they change into one of those into our traditional kind of tight fitted kind of dresses as well. And then they might have like an evening dress after, and they'll change into that as well. So I hear that as well. Okay.
I have a question because I've always thought about doing like one of the traditional print like type thing. Is that offensive if I do something like that because I am Black?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I was thinking like you have a dinner before the wedding. It's like a rehearsal dinner. I was thinking of having that theme, like an African theme rehearsal.
By all means, go for it. We ain't gonna have no problems. Go for it.
I don't know. This world is so sensitive. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? Feel free. If that's what you like the prints. There's some nice. Depends on what's as well, because obviously, I only know Ghana, Nigeria. Their prints they actually have different styles of prints as well. So it depends what kind of things you like. You know, in terms of like you might like Nigerians, especially like they add the gele as well. You know, they add local head wrap scrap. Whereas Ghanaians necessarily might not necessarily add the headscarf, but will have a particular kind of print on.
You said, have you? Mm-hmm. Where was that at? Oh. I was a long honeymoon. Oh, you want a long honeymoon? I like reading your comments.
So when do we bring you back onto the platform, man? That's what we're asking.
Are we gonna talk about other stuff? Because I'm over talking about other stuff. I feel it sounds so redundant to me.
Yeah,
whenever.
I want to stuff after this again. Yeah, man.
I want to grill people.
Okay, maybe not that, but maybe not that, Cadian.
Because I want to barbecue people.
You want to barbecue people?
No, I'm not talking about people from our show, babe. I'm talking about just in general. Yeah, that's what interviews do.
She wanna get us into trouble. That's what she wanna do.
Yeah.
Well, we can call it a 15-minute segment with Cadian, her honest views, and I can put.
That's what I mean. Not grilled. I can
disclaimer it that way. I can put a disclaimer that way, guys. This is her thoughts. Someone said call it K Slay, like hot topics.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, we can do that, man. We're just like, hey, give us what you think of this. Ba boom, bada bam, bam. I think it could work.
Someone said earlier, when do you sleep? You're back on live already.
People always ask me that. Listen, I went to bed at 7 and I woke up at 12, so I was like 6 hours, about 6 hours sleep. I normally work better on 6 hours sleep, man. I need to go to the gym. That's what I need to do.
Swayze can give you some gym advice.
Yes, Swayze. We can work out, bro.
He's my workout guru.
I need to tone up a little bit more. So, you know what I mean? I can steal some tips from Swayze, and we can have, if Swayze would love to, we'll get get to have some. We'll have some gym tips with Swayze too. Some workout tips.
Yes, he's gonna be passionate. When Swayze likes something, he's super passionate about it, and he don't play around. He is very much a detailed guy, and he's gonna want you to take it serious as well, or he's not gonna do it. So if you're asking like, "Hey, Swayze, like, what advice?" He'll tell you. But if he sees that you're not doing it, he's gonna be like, "Hey, I'm wasting my time." I could be wrong. What do you think, babe? He said, I know. See how mad he get with me.
Stop getting at my boy. Leave him alone. Leave my boy alone.
Somebody said we could talk about everything, not relationship advice. Oh, yeah. I mean, I have relationship advice from my experience, you know.
Hey, if you're willing to give it, I'm sure they'll be willing to hear.
That don't mean it's, you know, I could always, you don't have to go through the same thing I went through. You can learn.
Do you know what? You'd be amazing at maybe talking about how you started your businesses, you know. I'm not gonna say how you started, but like how you got into business, you know what I mean? I think you could help a lot of people.
Who is this? I like Swayze for Kayla, but Cadian kept her claws in him.
I don't know who that is, but they've been getting on my neck too, so I don't know.
Listen, well, if he wanted Kayla, like I said in the other interview, I was one of the last women in the second week. Everyone else, they had his contact, whether that was contact or Instagram. So if that was something he wanted to pursue, he had every opportunity and right to pursue it. As you see in the first episode, they were very much flirting in the pool and stuff together. So if that's something that could have went somewhere, it could have. I didn't keep my claws in Swayze.
Baby, don't let them bring you back into Ready to Love. Don't let them bring you back in. We've gone past it. We're on cakes and weddings and other things. Don't let them bring you back in there, baby. We don't want to talk about that anymore. So
5 ways to know he's the one. So for me, my 5 ways to know that he's the one.
I'm gonna put you up full screen for that, so I can go to the loo. I'm not gonna lie to you. Go for it.
5 ways to know that he's the one. Can you be yourself? That's first of all. You have to be your authentic self. You know. Can you fart in front of him? Can you see without your wig, your hair done? Can you be yourself? Can you be who you really are? The other thing for me is, can I be happy? You know what I mean? And not happy like, oh my God, every moment is this blissful moment. But even when I'm having a bad day, and I have bad days or things don't go right, I know that when I'm talking to Swayze, he's going to bring me back to a place of peace and happiness. You know what I mean? And knowing that the third thing is he's going to be supportive. Like, I know he has my back. Like, if I was out right now and 5 girls ran up on me, I don't think he's just going to allow it. Same thing. If I was being attacked in an interview, he will be like, okay, we're done. You know, if it was business wise, he's just going to have my back. So that's definitely number 3. Number 4, does it make sense? So many times it don't make sense, and we just continue to go for it. Like, does it make sense? You know, like Kojo, hashtag my other things that I was in a whole 10-year relationship. Yes, I was in an on and off situation. Make sure it makes sense. You know what I mean? And not for anyone else, but really for yourself. Chemistry. You know, I see it on Twitter, people saying, oh, only thing they have is common is sex. It's like, you have to have a chemistry with a person. You have to feel that person. You have to be attracted to that person. So for me, those are definitely 5 things that you should definitely have.
I love that. Thank you.
Somebody said, I support you, just no fart, please. Then what's going to happen? Is your spouse going to have to leave every time in the room?
You know that's Sean, right? He gonna drag you out. Don't let him drag you out. That's Sean. Sean's definitely gonna play you.
Wait, said what kills you? Not mean spirit.
But if you can fart in front of me, I appreciate it. You're comfortable.
Somebody said no need to fart in front of men, ladies. You can be discreet. Politely excuse yourself. I'm sorry. I'm not excusing myself, especially if you're gassy. If I'm having a gassy, if we're in a car, what are you going to do? Hold it? You know, someone died from holding their fart before.
Okay.
But see, that's why we wouldn't work. If you've been married, Sean is a guy, is that a girl?
Guy.
Yeah, so if you were married for 5 years and you guys never farted in front of each other, that relationship wouldn't work for me because I'm not doing that. Huh?
I'm definitely farting. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I mean,
expect you to fart.
Yeah, it's human nature.
Just know that the no space is off limits. The only place I'm saying is please be careful is underneath the duvet. It is the most wildest fart to do because I don't know what the duvet does. It just holds that smell.
It in.
And it amplifies it. So that's the only place I'm saying let's have Switzerland.
He farted and I was like on his thing. I didn't even say nothing. I just literally took the comforter and put my hands over it because I'm like, it's like leaking into my nostrils.
Will you leave my boy alone? Let him live. Let him live, please.
Oh my God, I didn't know so many people did not pass gas in front of their spouse. This is crazy.
I didn't know that people. I thought that was normal.
Yes.
I thought it was normal. Maybe we're just a bit weird. Do you know what the worst one is? I know this is really funny. I don't know why we're talking about this, but you know the baddest one is when I'm in the shop, yeah, and you leave a bomb and you walk off and you see someone walk through it and they're like,
and then they're looking, you looking too, like, ooh, you smell that? That's how
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Maybe they say bubble gut. Maybe you did say bubble gut. You had bubble guts, baby?
No, I pull my foot. That's what the dinner table.
Right, that's the only thing. That's off limits.
Dinner table, okay.
Do not fart while we're at the dinner table. That's it.
That's Switzerland, okay. That's fair. I can take that one.
Anything else is totally fine.
I ain't gonna lie to you. At the gym, guys, I'm so sorry. Sometimes when I'm on a treadmill, it gets out before I can even stop it. It just...
You laughing? When you do abs, baby?
Yeah, when you do abs, Swayze knows that when you compress those abs there, and it comes out before you can even catch it, and it's like, oh my days. And I'm now looking around thinking, I hope nobody comes fast because this is, we both can be looking at each other. So yeah.
Someone says when you're at work, you have to hold it for your coworker as well. I don't have to hold it.
No, my mom is for it.
Yeah, and then I'm thrifting. I go to the thrift store and oh, baby, I'm like, move away from me because. Listen, oh my God, funny story. So Sunday, me and Swayze go. I don't know what was happening, but my stomach was just upset. And we are out. We're going to the mall. We get into Macy's. and he is looking for like a jewelry cleaner to clean his jewelry. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the restroom. So it was 2 restrooms, one for women and one that said like man, woman, family, like it's one. So I'm like, I'm gonna go in this one because it's one stall. I can lock the door and just be in peace. When I'm there, all I hear is people knocking. So I'm like, okay, someone's in here, someone's in here. They went and they got like a worker to tell them like, you know, somebody's been in here. So I'm like, hey, no, do not open this door. I'm in here. It's okay. I walk out and it's a line of men waiting for the bathroom. I was like, I'm so sorry. My stomach. It was the most embarrassing moment. Places like, move away from me. Don't come over here. I'm like, why did they do that? Why did they put a restroom that was for men and women and family in one? Now all these guys, because the other one is just women alone, is waiting. So yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, they do that now a bit more than they used to now. So we're seeing that everywhere now in terms of
why y'all so gassy. A lot of protein. So you say a lot of protein.
That's the problem, you see.
And he
mine
said
is
that's
usually
how you lose
chicken.
weight. Protein eats fat. I'm just repeating what he's saying.
That's good. We need that. We need that advice. Yeah, it's normally the meat as well. If you eat a lot of meat.
Someone said I'm gonna say it. Well, okay. What do you want to apologize? He's already talked about it. He's apologized on here.
Oh, that person is just doing the most. Leave them.
Yeah, that's the person whoever this person is that keep talking about you should be with Kayla and all this type of stuff. No, the guy should have apologized.
Gas X works wonders. No more milk.
Can you ask Swayze the best way to lose weight, baby? Can you answer them?
Burn more calories.
Can you hear him?
He said, what is it? He said burn more calories.
No.
Yeah.
He said burn more calories than eating.
Right.
Burn more calories than you put in. That's as simple as it can be.
That's as simple it. Yep.
But if you want to lose weight,
besides all that Atkins diet, keto diet, all this other stuff, the simplest way is just burn more calories than you put in. Try to start working out early in the morning on an empty stomach. And you just start right there. Burn your calories.
That's what I do.
Working out, doing cardio, and then you eat what you want to eat. I basically eat what I want to eat. I don't really. I try to eat clean for the most part because my kid come in town and start eating crazy.
Bro, I feel you. She be telling us about her eating things, bro.
Yeah. She want to try all these new restaurants, and I'm not going to be going to these restaurants eating salads. Like, I'm not going to be. You know what I mean? Where I'm going to go? I want to try the food too. I'm there.
I get blamed.
Bro, I'm with you, bro.
Look, I had these here all weekend and have not touched them. I look over and he was smashing them. He smashed my voodoo chips.
Because I don't have my coffee. Wake me up.
Oh, gracious.
Yeah, well, I did semaglutide, so that's how I lost my weight, guys. I talked about that already. That was the best thing ever for me. It was quick, fast. I was still able to eat what I wanted to eat. You can't be diabetic. You can't have pancreatic issues. And yeah, it was either that or a lap band, which I wasn't going to get qualified for.
That or what?
Basically like a lap. I think it's called like a band, like basically where they put the sleeve on your stomach. Yeah, and you don't eat as much. But you have to have like a certain BMI, all that type of stuff to qualify for it. Basically, you have to be big.
Fair enough.
Keto. Yeah, I tried keto. It's not for me. Anything that I have to think too much about is not for me. And with keto, you really have to manage a lot of different things, and it wasn't for me.
Yeah, I didn't do any diets. I normally do the intermittent fasting. That was my thing. I like intermittent fasting. Don't eat until a certain time, and then work. I normally work out during that period of time as well. That helps lose weight really quickly, though.
It's not a diet. It's on my page. If you go to my Instagram page, or you could go on the doctor's website and she mails everything to you on call. That's ONCALL, call primarycare.com. Semaglutide.
Semaglutide.
Mm-hmm. You checking him out? Oh, But yeah, it was the best thing. Even my friend right now, my one friend, she started at 281 and she's down to 235. And she started back in June with me. She's still doing it. I've stopped already. My other friend, she is down 30, and I have another friend that's down 17. Then I have some people that's been doing it. And if you do it, let me know. You could tell the doctor like Kay, and she'll give you like some discounts. And then I'll send you some things that I did to help me, because you are not going to be able to frequent the restroom as much. So I was doing the chia seeds or chai seeds, however you want to pronounce it, with water to help with the fiber, little things like that. So if you guys end up doing it, let me know. I can help you. Yeah, it's Sigma, but it's SE, not SI, not like a sorority. You guys are thinking like Sigma, but it's SE.
SE. See, that's why we need to have you and Swayze back. We'll call it a fitness segment. Get you two just to give us some tips. You know what I'm saying?
You know, since people say that me and him only have common is sex, you could have sex that burns calories.
I mean, that does work. I'm not gonna lie to you. That does work.
Well, somebody said Sabrina, you spelled it right. Somebody said they love coffee. Okay. Yeah, I hate coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Black coffee? Yeah, I've never. Yeah, I'm a tea girl. I'm a real in the morning make my mint tea. Growing up, we had mint bush in the backyard on the fence and all that type of stuff. Sometimes even syrupy. And I'm that. I boil my mint. Kale, stop and drink that. I actually don't need any sugar or honey in my tea. But when I make Swayze's on, I'll make him put like agave in there.
I'm more of a hot chocolate person, but I don't even drink that often.
Growing up, I used to, oh my God, my daddy used to get the cocoa and then grater it and do all of that.
Oh, right. You've been doing it from scratch.
Oh, yeah. That's why I was saying, like, my upbringing is so, sometimes we had Milo growing up every morning, Horlicks, all of that stuff. But then
Horlicks has gone down, man. I'm so disappointed.
I used to love Horlicks. That was my
love
thing.
Horlicks. That was my thing. It was milky, sweet. Now I don't need that. I don't drink that anymore. The taste is not the same.
Well, I haven't had
that
it
and
ever.
I don't know if you guys have Ribena?
What's that?
It's like a dilute juice. It's like a dilute drink. It's like a blackberry kind of juice. Okay, maybe not. It's more of a UK thing then. But we have that. We used to warm that up and drink it that way. So you warm up the water and then pour it into the dilute juice. And it's really good if you've got a cold or if you're feeling sick or.
Is it like elderberry that people call elderberry or something?
It might be. I'm not sure. I just remember it was like a blackberry, like a currant juice. Yeah, that was what it was. But it's like you dilute it.
It sounds like either elderberry or like prune.
What's those ones? Are they berry juice as well?
Yeah.
Concentrated berry juice, sorry.
Yes, I'm a real country girl. Listen, the things that me and Swayze don't have in common is like the simple things. Like he has to walk around the house with shoes on and not me. I will literally go outside and he's like, "What are you doing? Go put some shoes on." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up. I don't want shoes on." Somebody said I'm a real country girl, and that's how I've been my whole life.
Nothing wrong with toes touching the ground. You know what I mean?
Somebody said, "Why I went on camera looking like that?" Because this is not an interview. And I'm pop up. Why don't we pop you in? Let's see how you feel. Let's see how you feel. That's the problem. So many people aren't comfortable. Do not take your insecurities and spew them on me. I'm comfortable with the way I am. I'm okay with this. Because I know I can literally get dressed in 10 minutes and be fine. All I have to do is wash my hair. Well, condition my hair. I have to wash and go and put in a ponytail. Yeah, they better not start with me because I'm not the one. I'm going to hurt your damn feelings and I'm not going to apologize. And you can in the comments saying how I'm mean and I'm a bitch and I will not care.
I know that you weren't. I love that.
I don't care if it's the World Wide Web. This is how people look in real fucking life.
And we appreciate it. Listen, I appreciate you with the
I don't have a bonnet. I'm not even I don't own a bonnet. I don't sleep in bonnet. I sleep in my real hair. out. So no, I don't wear a bonnet.
Don't worry about them. The rest of us are fulfilled and happy.
What made you both leave the show? We was getting on each other's nerves.
At least that's honest.
Somebody said you're gonna have to share me, baby. Oh, we're not sharing.
So they must have a lot of money.
They said they must have a lot of money.
Someone said you have no bonnet, but do you have a silk pillowcase? I actually have silk pillowcases, but I leave that in the spare room.
Yeah, I mean, I have it. It's not my thing, honestly. And that would just be a lot. Swayze knows I change my sheets a lot. I throw them away. I wash them
away.
Yeah, because I like white.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, after a while
and stuff like that. And I'm a girl. Things happen, and yeah, so I throw them away a lot. I'll wash it 2-3 times, and then after that, it goes in the garbage.
I normally have like a dark green or a dark blue. I like darker colors. You know what I mean? When I have it, but then, yeah. But then I like the actual duvet. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. The other week, no, it was like a few weeks ago. I went to a shop and I really started enjoying walking around the part where they do pillowcases and bed covers. I started really taking some real interest in it. And I bought a couple covers, you know. I ain't gonna lie to you. One of them had a flower pattern on it. I think it looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I took some interest in that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like some of those that shopping for those kind of stuff, man. So I need to get down with that.
Baby, why somebody say, do you have a brother with the same body and that don't want kids? They say since they can't have you, do you have a brother?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, but Mike want kids. Yes, Swayze has a really great brother, and yeah, who's local? Who's in Miami? We could, huh? You better go sit your ass down. Swayze is literally walking around his towel about to go in the shower. Somebody want me to get on camera? Yeah, sure.
Let's Swayze, you want to make this X-rated? Just show your top half, please. Don't show the bottom half. Just show the top half. Don't show the bottom half.
Nah, he just love it that you just said that. Trying to be an OnlyFans like Mike. But honestly, guys, I feel like because I don't do a lot of things like that, I feel like
walk around in a towel.
No, the silk pillowcases and all that type of stuff. Like people like, oh my God, you have good skin. Yeah, I use the carrot soap and things like that, but it's really just sometimes we do too much and it could clog your pores up too. Or like I'll have people say, oh, I have oily skin, so I don't moisturize. No, you still have to moisturize. It causes your glands to overproduce, you know? So you just need an oil-free moisturizer. Just do the simplest things. And I used to do a chemical peel every month, but I went down to every 2 months now. Huh? But yeah.
Lorna said, Kayla, I need some hair. Please respond.
Okay.
The funny just said, okay. Okay.
No, it's not that. Some of the stuff. Listen, this is what happens. I just show Swayze, no lie. I'll make the wigs and I'll post them on my Instagram. And then people like that. I have a real store. So that's the issue. It's like, I'm not just online. I started off with a brick and mortar. For the last 12 years, I've been an actual storefront. And I've never really pushed online stuff. So when you see, I said, you know, I wanted to do stuff. It's kind of crazy because I haven't even really put the stuff that I need to put on the website like that. So when people are saying, oh, they want a wig, even when I was on the show last week, all those wigs have already sold. And it's not from them. It's like people come in. So I just showed Swayze today. He had a wig in the hand and I had put a wig on and someone said, can I buy this wig off of you? And I was like, yeah, if you want. And they literally zailed the money this morning at 9:37. So that's what happens. It's like it goes so fast, and I'm making these wigs by hand that I'm just like, okay,
I don't even know where you even get the time, B. You're like busy.
you find time for what you want.
That's true.
But I also have people that work for me, so I'll mark it out, and they'll do certain things, and I'll just finish it off.
Well, I need to tap into you and Swayze's mind, man. Get some of this, some of this wisdom. You know what I mean? So I can get
Yeah, I can't work forever. My life, we literally talked about it yesterday. By the time we went jet skiing, we went to this restaurant called Playa. The hookah alone is $100, and that's only because it's on a Monday.
God damn.
Drinks is like the food and the drinks was $175.
Yeah.
That's not including the hookah. The jet ski, I can't remember, but I was kind of eavesdropping, not paying attention when he was paying the guy for the jet ski. I want to say it was $175. I literally told him, I'm like, we're not eating out tonight. I want to cook. I don't want to eat out. And I'm like, we literally just had a fucking $500 random Monday. So yeah,
God bless you.
We got to do something.
Oh, we need more.
Oh my God, I love to talk. I actually do. I have this whole thing. It's called a Couture Concierge. And I've helped people, lots of people open up their own boutiques, salons, home decor. I've helped people start their own trucking business, lots of different things. Oh yeah, let me clear this up too. A lot of people had that misconception when I said that my ex is not that older than me. My ex and me, we grew together, the one that I was with for 10 years. So when I met him, he was in a Honda, baby. He's Haitian. He is only 2 years older than me. So no, he was not my sugar daddy, but we definitely grew together. And when you grow to that level, and especially to that financial freedom, totally different. So no, he was not the guy that I even invited out with me and Charisse or anything like that. I was somebody older and different. And honestly, that don't happen. Like, I'm not having a guy who I'm dating or anyone like that. They're not tricking on me. Like, they're not doing that. They're not gonna be with my friends like spending money. If me and Kojo dating, I'm not calling my friend like, yeah, girl, come on, you with me and my boyfriend. No, that's not happening. I'm selfish. My nigga is not spending money on my friends. That's out of it. Yes, do a chemical peel. Depending on your skin, I do a glycolic chemical peel, and I like Dermaswiss. That's the brand that I use. But yeah, on the stuff that I use is on now that is online, Silk Beauty Bar, and it's super inexpensive. I want to say the soap online is like $7. But if you have that hyperpigmentation, I would still do a podcast. I'm really into my bikini area because I wear the most revealing swimsuits. So I do not want ingrowns and dark spots all over my badge. So I do like the yoni soaps and things like that actually works and is formulated.
Yeah. Do you have a podcast already?
No, I've never done this stuff. All this stuff is new to me. Because it requires so much structure, you know what I mean, and discipline. And I could barely. I'm that person. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna vlog today. I'm gonna do something. Halfway in it, my real life start happening, and I don't have time for that shit. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to even do that, or getting ready. And that's another thing with the boutique. Why I've kind of loved that I do have a storefront. When I started the boutique, I was 23 years old. I'm 35 now. So that was different. I didn't mind. I was actually using makeup, getting dressed, and then would take pictures, take content, and then hang out and stuff. Now I'm like, I don't want to get ready. I don't even have the energy for that. Swayze knows. Don't ask me to go out 2 nights in a row because you're not getting a good version 2 nights in a row.
That's fair. Oh, you mean you can just go like on Instagram and do like a live, impromptu live. That way you don't have to always be stuck in a schedule. You can just do it whenever you feel like. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get that too, but it still requires, especially with these type of people, we're critiquers, you know what I mean? So I like to cook. So even if I wanted to do like a recipe, I need to make sure, you know, it's a different cooking on live than cooking in real life. In real life, you know what I mean? Like, you want to use the utensils that are all matching and all this type of stuff. Real life, I want to put the stuff on the cutting. I mean, on social media live, I want to put it on a cutting board. In real life, I'm just cutting it right on my granite like an idiot.
No, that's real.
So it still takes work.
That's real.
Yes, we do mail. Everything's online. Silk Beauty Bar for the skincare stuff.
Well, we'll always host you around here, so never worries. If you've got a, if you're feeling impromptu,
It's like my
shout
sis,
me.
hands in all the business. No, y'all, that's why I have my sugar daddy.
You're moving mad.
They just got me.
You're moving mad. That's what I'm. You you ban these people too much, man. Mm-mm.
I love it. I think the whole sugar daddy thing, I love it, and I love mocking it because it's like hey, I wasn't talking to Graham. I mean, I have talked to some people that has been older than me, but
Mm.
who doesn't want a guy that's going to wine and dine you? And I feel like it's how you do it. Like I've always had my ish together, even when it wasn't together. I have never came in a situation with my hands out. I feel like when you hold yourself to a certain level, they're going to match that. They're going to want to do for you. So it's never been this, oh, I have to deal with this or I have to deal with that. But who aspires to date a broke guy? Not me. I'm not broke. What am I going to do with you? You know what I mean? So things that I have, like, even I've never asked a guy for money ever. Things that I would ask for, I haven't even asked for purses and stuff. Things that I would ask for is because I'm in the beauty industry, it's always different classes. Like when I had to learn to do microblading, one of those classes was $4,000. Yeah. So what do you want? Like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, you want to go on this trip or do this? I'm like, no, what I really want to do is this microblading class. That's how those
I
conversations
respect
happen.
that.
Things that I don't want to spend my money on, but it's always been for the betterment of me or my business, not that type of stuff. That's a conversation Swayze and I had because he's like, oh, what do you want for Christmas? Because you only like purses. And I'm like, yeah, purses are good. Only time I don't want a purse is if I need something. So I don't want to buy a new cell phone. Like, this is my phone. This is also my phone. This is how cheap I am. This case doesn't even match this phone. You can't even see all my cameras. But he's like, babe, I'm gonna buy you a new phone. No, don't buy me a new phone. I don't want a new phone. I don't want to buy tires. I don't need tires now. But things like that, I don't want to spend my money on. So yeah.
I feel that. No, I respect that. That's a wave. I like that.
Okay, the soap is on silkbeautybar.com. We have the different soap, the lemon, the carrot, everything is on there. We have the oils. My mom come back and she take the people them castor oil from Jamaica, bring it back for me. We have all of that on there. We have the soap for your yoni area mixed in with hibiscus, which is the same thing we make sorrel from and all that. The lemongrass, which is what we call fever grass in Jamaica. All of that stuff is on there. Super inexpensive, $7, something like that. But yes, and I gotta go
What's the
because
site one more time?
Silk Beauty Bar. So that's www.silkbeautybar, silkbeautybar.com, and you can get your soap today.
You're not selling any soap like that, mate.
Oh.
Yeah, I put it in the chat for you. So there you go.
Miss last night, where on the Sabrina channel? I know I had another interview and it went over, but we're gonna do her interview tonight.
How did it go, that interview? Did it go all right?
The Courtney and Eddie?
Yeah, how'd it go?
Yeah, I love them. They're one of the few people that I come on YouTube and I love it. They call me HR. And so yeah, it was good.
They're
nice.
OGs, Courtney and Eddie.
Yeah, they're nice.
They're OGs.
My birthday is April 23rd. I'm a Taurus. I'm a bull. So I'm gonna ram some of these. Okay, let's be clear. I love your name. And let's be clear. Did you when you're talking just to talk? Because clearly you said, let's talk about anything but phone case. Did you hear? It's a subject and it's a predicate. In order to understand a sentence, you need both. And clearly you're not listening to the subject. The subject isn't the phone case. We were talking about how like the presence and sugar daddies and the way that you deal with a man and you don't ask for certain things, or the way I don't spend my money on certain things. And so that's why the phone came up. Are you listening to comprehend? Let's be clear. I'm gonna get the fuck off this because I know me right now. Let me go get ready.
Yo, that is the most educated drag I've heard someone give in a long time. She, she said,
Yes,
let me give you an English class.
I am cool with Jamala, Looney, Trinika, and I have no issues. Everyone, I have no issues with, minus Sharice, Shakira, and Kayla. You know, it's one of those things. It's a hard place for me and Kayla because I feel like I want to be honest about certain things, and then it just puts me in a hard place. But I have no issues with her, even though she tried to come for me. Well, not try to. She definitely came for me. But yeah.
Mm-mm.
So.
All right. Well, listen, Kay.
Goodbye,
I'm gonna
guys.
shout you, innit? I'm gonna shout you, so we'll get you back on here. You know what I mean?
Toodles. Have a good day.
Enjoy yourself in Tallahassee.
All right. Bye-bye.
I appreciate you, babe. All right, audience members, listen. I love Katie, man. She be giving me the giggles, man. She be always real, man. So I hope you guys had a good time, you know, and enjoyed the conversation. I'm gonna edit this so that I'm gonna add this so that I can put it in a separate thing so that you guys can watch it separate. If you're watching it as a replay, you can watch mine and Kay's conversation as a separate live as well. But honestly, thank you guys for turning up and showing up. You know, we're gonna be here later on tonight for the live conversation between the men and the women, talking about how better we can communicate as well. So, you know, yeah, we appreciate Katie for coming on as well. She lifted my spirits up. You know, when Kaden came in, she lifted my spirits up. Maybe, you know, I feel light again. You know what I mean? So shout out to Kaden, man. She always be giving us the energy. Shout out to Swayze too. You know, and yeah, man, we gonna chop it up and chat in the future. So, audience, we'll see you again very, very soon. And listen, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And since you know that I can do anything these days, be careful what you do, okay? Much love and appreciation, guys. We'll see you again very soon. Bye.